Tyr did not want to aim the bounty, does it? So that leaves Zion, Tento, and Lonnie.
Sorry, to make this short, does anyone object to 250 to the 4 party members besides Tyr?
No.
And then 2,000 to Bird. Okay. Party members. So yeah, everyone put 250 in.
So you said 250 for party members. Hiroshi's not taking any.
He was the one complaining about not having money earlier.
Well, yes, because he spent all of his on healing stuff and passed it around.
Yeah, this isn't necessarily just for immediate travels. Like this is for your personal fun to do with whenever you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if he doesn't need to use it for this next one. Like I don't know the next time we're gonna get paid, and we usually pay based on who was there. Like this is gonna, especially if Hiroshi's not traveling with us, this is gonna be the last time he's gonna get money before. Ever. Like, do you still want him to not?
He's got most stuff he needs.
So, Hiroshi as a character would say, "No, you guys can keep it, even though I helped kill this thing."
Because Hiroshi didn't do it for money.
Just toss this stuff into the party funds. It's fine.
Yeah. Would Hiroshi say give it to the party fund, or would Hiroshi say split the rest of the money among the last 3?
Hiroshi probably would have said put it in the party funds because he would think that it will go towards the keep and towards other people.
Okay. Good. So minus 750. Everyone still gets 250. Hiroshi just doesn't put anything in his. Okay. Distance is out of the way. And I guess if Kabancho wants some money, I guess he can ask for 250.
Unless you think the Anarch tribe has gold laying around or diamonds laying around that he could partake.
Look, you have. Actually, I think you technically have 2 coins. There's one on your back. There's one on your back, and there's one that Tento gave you.
Fuck that Kabancho kid.
It's a cult. Just collect money from them.
Oh yeah, you're right. Just collect money from them.
All right, Shin, you have some homework. It is a game called Cult of the Lamb. I need you to learn how to run a cult.
I mean, I haven't beaten the game yet. I got to the last boss, got frustrated, and stopped playing for a while.
Did you get on your Switch?
No.
I have it too.
I also presume I have a shield again, right?
Yes. You have a shield again. It seems as if though it has been changed by the experience. ... You may learn more as you adventure with it.
Stat wise, does it change how much AC?
Curse shield?
It's giving you the exact same amount of AC.
Okay.
Which shield?
Yeah, because Zion went and still made a shield regardless.
Yeah, I mean, you whichever one you want to take.
I guess she'll put. Actually, no, shield can't really fit in the bag of holding, can it?
Cannot.
Given like a typical bag and shields don't really collapse, I don't really see a world where it can fit into the bag of holding. Oh, Darren, you need to give me your inventory at some point.
Indeed.
Also, Lee, I did forget about this. What happened to Tento's coin? His lucky coin that gave him haste or slow.
The coin of spite and time. He still has it, right?
He threw it in the pit with me.
Yeah.
Threw it in the pit with you. Is it just gone?
Oh yeah, you
Did
check.
I also come out with
You check your pocket, and it's there.
Just glued in there.
How do I take this off? Why won't it come off?
Super glue.
Yeah.
I need a wish spell.
And it's always on the slow side.
Darren, can you give me the stats for that when you get a chance?
What, the coin?
Yeah.
Doesn't have stats. You
Do
just
not
flip
have.
you just flip it.
You didn't have like a description of like what it does.
I mean, then, honestly, I didn't think anyone else was gonna fucking use it, so no. I just flip a. What stats do you want? You flip a coin.
You know, in case you pass it out to someone, so you can just
Okay,
easily give
you
them
flip a
something.
coin.
You flip a coin. If you get one,
heads.
if you get one head, you get one round of slow. If you get the other head, you get one round of haste.
Yeah, like what do you want it to do? Like,
Oh boy. I might have been doing slightly less healing than I was supposed to this whole time.
Jesus, you heal a
Pulling
lot.
back your punches, even in your healing.
Oh damn.
I forgot. So part of my level 0 keep, there's a long rest ability, and then another paragraph that says if you spend an extended rest, and this is the level 0 one, so that you would have gotten it last time, right? I think so. Oh wait, no, I don't remember. Either way, if you spend an extended rest, I get a +1 to all my healing spells cast using my class abilities.
Indeed. Was class abilities the last thing you said?
Yes.
Okay, because it went wow in the volume.
I'm just like, did I fucking
So-
jip myself?
So we find ourselves here in the room south of the library, near the sleeping areas. It's a nice open room. You see out from the mountaintop the terrain in the distance, the woods all around, and it is warming. You're approaching midsummer of the year 341 of the Serene Rains. You have received 4 letters. And it is time to decide what is to be done of them. You have also received your payment from the bounty from Clan Tessin for an additional 2,000, so you're up on the money that you've made from your journeys, and you are deciding what you will do next as the Shade of the Mountain. Oh wait, Darren, are you talking? You muted.
Sorry. So I said Tessa goes back to the shed to get his stuff out of the shed. So he's gonna try to pick the lock.
All right, so you walk out. You're like, okay, I'm at the meeting to decide what I'm going to do, and you walk out. And you're like, wait, nope, gotta go get something.
Yeah, I gotta go get something.
Lonnie, do you find that at all suspicious?
I mean, I trust Ion to have done the job, so it's just like, I mean, even if I knew he was going to this shit, I'm just like,
All right,
That's
and to
that's
clarify,
insane.
have you only locked the doors or also the windows?
She locked the windows too.
The
asked
windows
Zion
and the
to.
doors. Yep.
Okay, Tento, you arrive. The door's locked. What do you do?
Ten's like, oh wow, Zion installed a pretty cool lock on this thing. Neat. Let's see if I can pick it.
I don't even know if there's a visible lock.
You try and you try to pick the lock, and you're sure that you have the materials in there. In fact, this is a pretty primitive lock, but when you ding, it just doesn't go. There's a sort of a blue spark in the hole, and you recognize the telltale sign of arcane lock. You've encountered this spell before because you've robbed rich people. You know that there's a spoken password, and you know that you're not going to be able to pick it.
Aww.
So, normally when you were robbing someone's house, and this was the case, you would look for other means, like burning a hole with acid, to let you get around.
Wait, let me look at something real quick. I think the thing said...
I swear if I find a fucking Tento-sized hole when I come back.
I think the text said it adds +10 to what's necessary to open the lock.
Oh wait, it does?
Yeah.
Never mind. Hold on. I thought I checked arcane lock.
Like arcane lock. Yeah, DC to break open or pick it is decreased by 10.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the question is, how good was the lock to begin with? Honestly, the lock was at least a DC 10 lock because that's like anything less than that is like not worth putting on. Most of the
That makes a
time.
lot of sense. Yeah.
So I'll put an addendum on what I said earlier. You know that it's possible to pick these locks. It just makes them much harder than they should be.
Can I try again?
In theory, yes. In practice, you made your approach in the lock and you're somewhat frustrated. Bardic walks out and says, "Hey, what are you doing in Lonnie's shed?"
Lonnie's shed? What do you
Yeah.
mean Lonnie's shed? This is my shed.
No, that's definitely the shed where Lonnie sleeps, man.
Yeah, I don't know why she sleeps in my shed like that. It's kind of weird.
Man, I'm
It's
pretty
where I store all
sure
my stuff.
I'm pretty sure we saw her like build that over the course of several weeks.
You can build things.
Oh my! Look, I didn't see anything. I'm not involved.
Thanks, Mardigo.
Bardigo walks back inside past like 6 witnesses who just kind of like look at each other and shrug.
No one cares. See, look, no one cares.
Yeah. You make one more test on it. Meanwhile, Lonnie, I have the information that you gained from your tests. So, the mural seems to reference the progression of fate and a figure strongly resembling Lonnie. Overall, it seems to weave a religious prophetic story revolving around the emergence of a great unnatural force that will produce a massive paradigm shift for the Fae. In terms of Huayul, while creatures vaguely like him exist, none of them match the profile. You definitively determine that there's no information about him in your library. Fae deities, you get no result other than a general there are none.
And I think I got like a 20 over 20.
I
felt like I really
You got like 2 22s, and then you got a 12.
Okay, so like
the Fae deities were the 12.
Yeah, but like I'm pretty confident I've like exhausted my resources for like the first.
In terms of the mural and that, everything that there is that you could learn from your library has been learned. So,
do I feel like I'm limited at all by like the by our libraries? Like,
you think that it is maybe possible that Huayul has been recorded in some other manual? Although you do recall a premonition you had waking one night involving summoners and a certain opening in a province far to the north. You get the strong impression that maybe that is the only place that you will be able to gain more information.
So it is. Okay, so
I mean, you could look around, but you don't have any. You feel like you'd have found clues, but you could always do more thorough thing. The mural. I mean, you've seen the mural.
Yeah.
It was deep within the premise of a very potent archfey, right? So.
I'm just like trying to gauge like how much Lonnie would pursue this topic after this, like how confident she is.
Huayul, you don't get the sense that you're going to find another book that helps you. The mural, you think that it's possible that somewhere there is a tome of like lore that's been gleaned from the Fae or something. You know that the Fae like to track down those books and either destroy them or fill them with misleading information. But it is possible that it exists. It would probably be in a very private collection or recorded somewhere incredibly obscure. Because those would be the places where the Fae wouldn't find it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And Zion. There is a dwarf here. His name is Thury. And Thury is very helpful. You two have broed out for the past few weeks. Tink, tink, tinkering. And Thury has revealed to you the art of production of the runic circuit. The runic circuit requires both Textile and 100 GP worth of materials besides to produce. However, Thury, interested in your exchange of knowledge and such tinkering with you, has brought along enough of his own to produce 2 of them with you. Thury does emphasize, this is not a secret to leave the eyes of those who are our friends. But you've done a right solid for my friends and family, so I reckon I can trust you, can't I? He wiggles his brow.
Of course.
Alright, so plus 2 runic circuits, and you know that you will need to both have a small quantity of Teichstahl and 100 GP worth of materials to produce them. It is a glowing blue circle carved onto the surface of your preference with almost like a power symbol. It has lines intersecting through the spheres. It requires perfect alignment and several layers and then burning of those layers to produce them, normally requiring the heat of a forge.
And from my bag, I'll pull out what's this last alcohol I have? Rich Kustin wine.
Alright, you pull out some rich
You're
Kustin
so
wine.
fucking rich, and I feel like you're like the one character who doesn't quite understand how rich you are.
So Thury's eyes line up, and he says, "Oh, I'd heard of your generosity with drink. But to think of fine vintage from the West. Oh, this takes me back to the days before the war. Sadly, it's not often we get over there much anymore these days. But I'll savor this drink with my kin. Thank you."
Yes, for our continued friendship.
Of course. Zion is a dear friend to my entire family. I will speak to every dwarf of the hills I encounter up and along the coasts of the Slim Sea until all know your name. The Metal Mechanist. And you get along. He stays for a few weeks, and then he eventually hits the road up north. Tento, on the final day of okay, you're down at the fucking shed, aren't you? Tento, yeah. What was your second roll?
Better than a 20.
22.
Okay, I'm gonna, even if I'm being generous and calling this lock a 12, and it's not better than a 12. Tento, you finally managed to jiggle it with a blue light sparking angrily as you managed to get in the door. There is a shrub nearby.
Leslie, whack him!
Has the shrub been instructed to attack Tento?
Yeah.
The shrub begins to whack you.
High five.
You roll me in acrobatics to evade the animated shrub that is just going in your face.
Oh.
As this happens,
no.
as you begin to just eat shit to the face, you are reminded of another unpleasant event involving grass recently. It was some of the final days of practicing to achieve the blade to cut heaven. You draw more energy into your lungs than you ever have, and you feel the power of the land ripping you, as if though the molten magma core of the earth itself ripping through your lungs. As the energy released, the power in the blades was such that as the massive extrusion shot forth and your arcing strike sliced tree and grass all around, the blade shattered, creating 10,000 little pieces. Your master, of course, Father Akesh, of course, reminds you that without every single piece, the blades will be worthless. You spend 10 hours gathering together what you think is the entirety of both blades, turn them over excruciatingly to see one small sliver missing, and then another 2 hours, exhausted, until you finally prick your finger on and pull out the last of the sliver. You have definitively gathered all of the broken shards of your pure meld swords. However, they are presently broken. You believe that you will acquire a particularly potent forge to reforge them. Additionally, at the time of reforging would be an opportunity to upgrade them if you found a way to do so. However, just your technique in general has expanded, and so you kind of want the swords back. Keep that in mind in your journeys.
Do I have to give them to a bunch of a hidden village of blacksmiths?
If you found a hidden village of blacksmiths that had a really nice forge, but I mean, you have a smith here, and it's not that they can't do it; it's that the forge literally can't heat well enough. So, Tento, you remember this as you get your ass beat by a shrub.
It's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore.
And someone having food remarks, "Hey, Gunter, do you think that someone's getting their ass beat in Lonnie's shed?" Gunter looks over and says, "Oh, it's Sento. The shrubs are attacking him surely on accident. Edward, go tell Zion that one of the shrubs is acting up." And Edward Villentention
No,
says,
don't you dare say anything
"Oh,
bad
of
about
course."
Leslie.
So, Sento, I'm assuming that you retrieve your gear from the shed this time and depart.
Oh, it's very empty. He's wondering where all his stuff went.
So on that, so remember, I can't put anything in the bag of holding. That's too big to fit. I don't know what you were carrying on you, but if you think that there is anything that is too big to fit through the mouth of bag of holding, you get to keep that. Everything else would have gone into my bag.
Well, the thing is, most weapons,
chunk.
right? You can kind of like, put them tip first.
Yeah, I don't know what he kept, so like, I'm leaving that up to
Honestly,
his
the
discretion.
only thing that might not be able to fit on there, it might be the wasting falchion. Other than that, no, everything else should be able to fit in the bag.
I mean, the awkward thing about the wasting falchion being that like it's dripping acid, kinda. So like you might be worried about the approach, but maybe if you held the bag out very carefully and didn't mind the potential for burning your fingers, you could get it in.
Well, I think Lonnie would have been determined enough to try something, especially because like if Tyr was still there, actually no, I think she would.
Don't you guys have acid-resistant gloves? Doesn't Tyr have acid-resistant glove?
Lonnie probably would have gotten the poison stuff back from Bardica and wrapped her hands around it. Oh, I guess it's different than acid.
Yes.
Whatever.
I would know poison and acid are two
Well,
very.
Yeah.
what's better is that it's now
She would have tried to find something.
it's now been put in the bag of holding, and Tento, you cannot find it here. So, yeah, Tento, you're like, ah, fuck, where's the shit? As Edward Villententions begins, ascended one floor. What would you do around this time, Tento? Would you return to the group?
I would return to the group with the lock in my hand.
All right. Okay, so you pop the lock out of the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a separate thieves' duels to pry the lock from the door.
Oh, so you see, I thought it was like a I thought it was like a regular lock.
You thought it was
not
you thought it was a padlock.
Yeah.
I thought it was a door lock.
Does it specify?
Casey,
Does it matter?
do you think it would be like a padlock kind of thing, or do you think it would be like installed in the door lock?
Turn on the door lock. Like this is meant to be like a home, not like a shed.
It's
Yeah, so-
totally meant to be a shed, but that's
Okay, so you will return without the lock then, or do you?
no,
want to
yeah. I thought it was a padlock.
All right,
Yeah.
so Edward Villententions does get there first. Inform Zion like, hey Zion, sorry to break up the meeting, everyone, but it looks like Tento might be getting attacked by one of your shrubs. We think it might have gotten on the loose.
Oh.
The shrub or Tento?
I'll never be
We
down.
have in chat suggestions for how to get the wasting falchion into the bag. Open the bag, put it on the ground under a tree, make a rope. Make a rope net to put the falchion in and hang it on a branch precariously above the mouth of the bag. Then just wait for the acid to burn through the rope. And by wait, I mean climb the tree really, really quickly and pray.
Also, do we not have a sheath for this falchion, or is it just
Yeah,
constantly dripping
like-
No,
acid
there
in your hilt? Like
there is a scabbard for it. Yes,
Yeah.
you can sheath it.
Where is Tento right now?
At that time, you hear some footsteps, patting up, and the Tento. You hear Zion asking, "Where is Tento right now?"
I'm here.
You emerge the curtains.
What's up?
Oh. Edward was just telling me that you were getting attacked.
Yeah, we saw you getting beat on by that shrub. We thought they were supposed to guard
Where?
things.
Oh,
Oh, down in the shed.
yeah, my shed.
That's my home.
Why does Lonnie keep saying this?
I mean, she does sleep there.
Why do you sleep in my
Also-
shed? Also, where's all my stuff?
Also, no, Leslie is doing a very good job of guarding my home from Scout here.
I don't know why she needs to guard me from my own shed. Guard you from my shed.
Lonnie is like actively trying to figure out if you are actually that dumb or you're just that persistent about a joke.
Who knows? Anyways, do you know what happened to all my stuff there?
Lonnie's just gonna shrug. Is like, I mean, what stuff? Like, that's my place.
No, I put all my stuff in my shed. It had my smith's tools, had my herbalist kit, had my alchemy stuff, had my cookie utensils. I have a lot of stuff actually.
Oh, I just thought you didn't want it, so I sold it.
Sell to who? You don't leave the castle.
Edward, like,
I mean,
Edward,
we
like,
have a town.
slides,
We're gone for a while.
casually slides out of the room. Like, I'm not gonna be here for this.
There's a town at the foot of the mountain. It doesn't take that long to go there.
Most do have a lot of people living in the castle.
Most stuff you don't have. People wouldn't buy half the stuff I have. Probably not. Probably.
Someone bought it.
I mean, if it was Tento's stuff, probably a lot of people would want it.
That's true. That would be a good advertising tool.
Possession of the master
So can I have
thief.
my stuff back?
I don't know. Are you gonna go find wherever it is now?
I don't think I need to find where it is, Lonnie. Can I see what's in? Can I see your bag for a second?
Oh, so first you invade my home, and now you're trying to invade my personal space
There is no
and my
trying, Annie.
personal belongings.
There is no trying, Lonnie. I am asking. I have not attempted anything yet.
That's a very potent yet.
I just want my research stuff and a couple of natural items that might be dangerous. Lonnie? Lonnie?
You put it in my home.
That was my shed.
Lonnie's just gonna leave. She's done with. She's done with this.
Amazing.
Wait, we're not done talking about.
Wait, Lonnie, I got my stuff back.
So, Lon,
Guys, we need to talk about these letters. Oh my god.
so the Shade of the Mountain
Oh.
stands before the 4 major letters with jobs before them for the coming season. Except Lonnie isn't here, and I think Tento is chasing her? Question mark.
Yes, I'm trying to move my token. It is not moving.
Huh. Oh,
Oh,
Quick,
yeah,
have a head
flagging.
start. You said.
Kabancho, Zion, and Hiroshi, as the pitter patter of small feet heads north, hang around here.
Tento's gonna see how back. Let's just do. I'm fine with the vampires. I want to visit them. They seem pretty cool. Probably have a lot of connections. I don't care much about everything else. Ooh,
Can't hear you over. You're running away.
is that how you respond?
Nope.
I mean, then you obviously heard me.
All right. Well. So Zion, how your project's coming?
So how's your day?
How's your garden?
It's going really well. My rose is finally full bloom, and surprisingly, no one's dead that I know of.
That you know of.
I mean, Tento's the only one I was really worried about, and he's not dead. Or the kids that he brought, and they're not dead. I think. I actually haven't seen them around lately. We should probably go check on them.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I told the rest of the shrubs to listen to you while I'm gone.
Oh, nice. I appreciate that.
Class change. You've become a hedge wizard.
Damn. So with
that-
all the
is
elements
that
combined, I
upgrade?
become Captain Planet.
Is that an upgrade or a downgrade?
Indeed. I mean, eye of the beholder situation. So you guys, Lonnie, where do you head? Do you head for your shed? Do you head for?
No, because apparently it's not. I don't have a sacred place here ever. I guess the best place I can get some privacy would be the bathroom.
All right.
You know how many people that live here? How much space we have designated as a bathroom?
we have you considered traps? Mithridates suggests.
Against the rogue.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I am fighting the fucking rogue.
Look,
Unless the
Leslie
shrub,
has magic missiles.
yeah, unless the shrub considers Tento a lethal threat, to use magic missile as
I
one
would
of
have.
its attacks.
I would have just told it to just whack it.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm not actively
All
trying to.
Hurt.
Tento, you find your way to the training room, and the bathroom is presently occupied. Meanwhile, the tall people are back, and you guys go chasing them.
Oh no.
Okay.
Let the kids run.
All right, so
No respect ever.
Tento has voted in absentia, and this leaves Zion, Kabancho, and Orochi to discuss the affairs before you, including the offer of the annex of Ischydonia, Eliana Kirkos.
We do have a map at the keep, right?
Yes, you have a map of. When you go to the library, you find both a map of the Slim Circle and a map of Ischydonia. You don't have both of the Ischydonias; they're two different provinces, but you do have Ischydonia Mictros, which is where you would be going for this job.
Yes. Zion will lay out the letters
We have a lot of
where they are and say we could start down here and work our way up.
All right, so
Though I would like to see friend Treadfar soon.
we have great ideas for dealing with our rogue in the Twitch chat. But yeah, so you got your letters and papers laid out, and let me know if y'all want me to switch to those maps so that you can like point to stuff. Otherwise, I'll keep on the keep
for visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Aid.
switched to a global map.
Absolutely. So this map doesn't endeavor to show like the terrain or anything. It's just like the general political control with scratches out for Safu province and the province west of Gribokland. And yeah, so Ischydonia Mictros is where you would be going for the invitation regarding the vampires. Saffron province proper is where you would handle the matter involving the swamp trouble. And north of that is your invitation is to the capital of Mirko, which is it's like a province named for the city, so they're both called Mirko. Ignore the extra R there. Mirko. Mirko.
Oh, all the names disappeared.
And
All
realized
the names disappeared.
Yeah, and you would have to go north out of so like regions of the empire are called circles.
Mm-hmm.
And each circle gets one vote on who gets to be emperor. Whoever owns Devuda gets to vote for your circle. You're from a circle called the Slim Circle. You'd have to go north beyond the Slim Circle and travel further than you've ever traveled in this campaign to reach the port city that Treadfar is in. Of course, there are these things called boats. They travel fairly swiftly over water, in case you were interested.
I think we can respect your wishes of trying to meet Treadfar, but even just from traveling to him, to it,
Them.
it's gonna take a while. Them,
Them.
to them, it's gonna take a while.
Guess Orochi.
If we wanted to handle anything on our way up there, it'd probably be best to send a messenger to head straight towards them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, airships and dragons are one thing, but a boat, ruining my immersion. Oh yeah, is that I don't know if Kabancha or Orochi proposed it, but one of Shin's two characters in this conversation proposes sending a messenger to Treadfar to update them on the situation and perhaps figure out a halfway meeting point or something of that variety. And you can absolutely just exchange a letter. You can just send a letter response back to Treadfar. You know where they're staying at right now.
I agree on sending. I think it's good to send them a letter, just to let them know that we are gonna be there. It might just take a little longer than usual.
Tento, stop screaming across the castle.
I can't help it. But I agree with you. Wait, who's talk? Wait, who was that suggestion? Orochi or Kabancho?
Kabancha. Roshi has been actually pretty quiet.
That is Kabancho. Fuck you, Kabancho. You're not even Kabancho. I agree with your assessment.
So yeah, I guess Zan, do you have any opposition of like avoiding any of these requests?
I do not.
Because I also don't either. Some of these are more interesting, and I'd like to learn more about. But I mean, I think we should do what we can.
Yeah.
Especially if we want to stay in good favors with, you know, people in power. Because we were kind of getting away with a lot of things. I don't know how the viceroys feel about me, Kabancho, marching in an army of Anarax around.
You're not Kabancho.
Aren't you not presently there?
I'm yelling across the castle.
You're just like yelling out one of the windows because they're in a room with like a long series of windows.
This is a funny image in my head.
So, yeah, let's just start from the bottom and
Yeah.
work our way up.
Take a trip south and see what we find.
Yeah.
Lonnie, I still need my stuff.
I'm sure they'll agree with our idea.
Although, I guess we should try to learn about vampires. How much do you know about vampires, Zion?
I could do some reading right now.
Quickly, the power of a book. Yeah, so
we do have a library just the other room that we're sitting in right now.
indeed.
Can Zion like speed read like that?
Why do I need to speed read?
Just eats the book, okay?
Oh, that's how it's done. Gotcha.
I consume the knowledge.
You guys, you are setting out soon, or rather, I mean, you don't have to, but like the extended rest is basically over, right? So you can't do a research topic on it.
I could just bring the books with me, right?
Yeah, you could just carry them with you. Tento, if you think about it for 2 seconds, that your manual might have something on vampires, and if you just look around, give me an investigate to do some quick library use.
Do you know who has my manual?
Oh, crap! Right.
Let me ask you, do you know who has it? Who's,
don't know.
who's currently keeping it away from me? Her nickname starts with an L.
Gloomy.
Ah, he's right. You're so smart, Camacho.
So
Ah.
pop it. Just pop and
You called me
investigate, Kai.
Hibachi.
Yeah, you managed to find Mysteria of the Wine Dark. Nice, an account of the deeds of the most foul vampire.
Jesus.
By Aldous Arcanare, and on the undead of the expanse of the realm, the most foul and foul und fetid foes. The author added a lot of e's, you know. They hadn't yet standardized spelling. They did for the emphasis. Between these two books, I mean, maybe other books have something to do about vampires, but Zion quickly scans through and determines that none of them are going to get you nearly as much information as Mystaria or on the undead of the expanse of the realm. Which appears to have an entire chapter devoted to vampires.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have gathered some tomes, and Tento, are you just like outside the bathroom, like yelling for Lonnie, or like what's go? How is the situation resolved? There.
Alright, he's just gonna wait until she comes out again, because, you know, she's eventually gotta come out of the bathroom, because they're gonna travel together.
All right. You're going to be waiting a while. Yeah, so you've all had a long wait. A nice long campaigning season. People are reclining, and you feel like it is probably time to set out again soon in these coming days. So you choose a likely date in the future and you prepare. I have a key question. Have you guys hung on to the wagon, right?
Cabancho's way?
Yeah, you drove it out
Yeah.
because that's what you kept the coffin in on the way
Yeah.
back. So are you taking the wagon?
Are we taking a boat south?
No.
My assumption was we're gonna take a boat along the coast.
You don't need to take a boat along the coast until you go meet Treadfar. Ischydonia Mictros is the inland Ischydonia. You need to take a riverboat, which you could do. Would you like to?
I don't think we need to take a boat. You could just
I think
take the
Lonnie
ride.
would prefer not to take a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Kavancha could flex his wagon license, which may be expired at this point.
Look, you just need to
Did
scale,
it
okay?
expire because you died, or did it expire because there's an actual expiration date?
You know, the enforcement of wagon license isn't really a thing, but you know, a good citizen always has it updated and renewed. You know.
Was it close to like expiring? Because like you died like
Okay,
2 months ago.
I
It
can't.
Technically, it wasn't even that long.
We're only in trouble if we get caught.
There you go. That's the spirit. That's what I like to hear.
Don't apply this to real life licenses, by the way.
Just don't go over the speed limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a speed limit?
There's no design speed for the roads, so I guess not.
I like it. Oh my god.
Indeed.
It's not gonna give me back my stuff.
Lonnie, Tento is staking out the bathroom. Eventually, you feel like you're here for a while, and nothing's really happening. It's kind of ridiculous. What course of action do you take if you finally feel the need to
Only
leave?
kind of ridiculous.
Are we leaving to? Actually, you know what? This might still be worth it.
I admire the gumption.
Lonnie would like. Well, actually, is there a window?
Yeah. So there.
Wait, does
Yeah,
this
there's
bathroom
a-
door? Does this bathroom door lock? Are you just leaving?
There are two doors into this bathroom, and I mean,
Or is there? Or is it like?
it depends on what you guys did during the renovation. Did you say, "Hey, don't put locks in the bathroom door"?
I don't know. You would usually assume that like people would not invade privacy, but apparently we have.
Nintendo did not go in the bathroom. He is just patiently waiting to get his stuff back.
There is a window. It is like a sheer like when you look down, it's like like crag and mountain and like a very long drop.
Wait, so it's just like a cliff outside?
Yeah, your castle is on top of a mountain.
How tall? How far is the drop?
So the first drop to like just pointy rocks that are kind of on the side of the mountain is about 25 feet. And then from there, you don't really have standing space. But if you could wrap around to the north a little, you could wind up in this little space between the floors.
Lonnie will.
That is like 10 feet down.
Lonnie will summon the pixies and then just fly out the window.
Okay,
And
so
just just try to sneakily head back to the meeting without Tento noticing.
Okay, Tento, you hear the sound of... Okay, give me a sleight of hand if you want to silently slide open the screen. Or don't, if you just don't care about it.
She will guidance this.
Tento contested
Magic also
perception.
isn't quiet either.
Oh, I think that doesn't pass his pass. That already doesn't break his passive.
Oh, okay.
Passive is 19.
Yeah, okay, so you hear the window has been opened, and then... And you hear several pixies going, "We're out!" And there's little like pixie dust flying all over, and the cats fly on Lonnie.
Sender's like, did she just really do that?
And Lonnie,
let me just go.
with your
That's all
8
I'm
pixie
thinking.
friends, you fly.
Let me
You
just
fly,
go mark off this 4th level fucking spell.
And you guys see like a tapping on the screen window. You look over and you see Lonnie flying outside with 8 pixies.
Well, I'm just gonna ask that. So, is this normal now?
This
Is
is
this
gonna
what
sit
they
there
do
and wonder,
now?
did she just really
Yeah.
do that?
They just up their game on like how difficult they're gonna be.
Zion will open the window.
Yeah. So all the goblins are here training, and someone says, "Well, I mean, she opened the window. But what do you think she's gonna do? Fly?"
You haven't seen her done that yet?
No, honestly, I haven't.
Oh yeah, she can do that now.
Oh shit. Well, I
Yeah.
guess she might have.
Yeah.
Hey.
Jesus.
Is your shaman flying? You better go catch her. He slaps his knee. No
Lonnie.
one seems
Lonnie
really
is
funny, but he's trying.
Lonnie is also going to ask the all 8 of the pixies as soon as they see Tento cast polymorph on him.
All right. So
Into what?
Tento, you hear
Let's see if we're gonna find out.
you hear the flapping of pixies. They're coming back, but you don't hear Lonnie. What do you do?
No, just if he comes back up here.
Okay.
To the meeting room?
Yeah.
Tento, where are you going?
I guess I go back to the meeting room.
Bento reemerges
Let me in. Let me in.
into the meeting room. Yeah, Zion comes and opens the window and lets you in. A pixie attempts to cast polymorph on Tento. Tento, make the save.
What is the save?
Wisdom,
I believe
right?
it's wisdom. I can't
I thought
pull
it was
out the-
charisma.
No, there's only like a handful of spells that are charisma saves. I don't actually have the pixie. Oh wait, no, I can pull them out myself now, right?
I was like, can you? I thought it was something. I thought it was either wisdom or charisma.
You're right. It is a wisdom save.
All right,
Yeah.
Tento, you've passed the first of 8 saves. Now please press that button 7 more times. for us.
Sento definitely like as soon as he says first case to the second first one, he's gonna step out of the room.
All right, so the problem is all of them are ready to do it when they see you,
they all
but
get it.
I mean, I'll give you an acrobatics after you pass 3 of them to like roll out. Of the
After you
room.
pass 3 of them.
So yeah, 2 more.
That passes. I believe it's 12. Let me just...
All right, give me an acrobatics. You feel yourself maybe growing little sheepy ears,
Fuzzy.
but you manage to
Little
avoid
wool.
it.
sheepy.
You
Wool
managed
hand
to
there.
combat roll out of line of sight, and the pixie's like, "Whoops, looks like he's pretty wily."
Are you? Hey, he goes get out of the room. Are you done doing this, or can I get my stuff back?
Are you done invading my privacy?
There's nothing in there. It was just my stuff.
Lonnie's gonna tell the pixies, go after him.
You hear a buzzing of wings, Tento. They're coming from all directions. There's 5 doors in here. You're surrounded. What do you do?
One second. Oh, and I made my stuff on me.
Yeah, you don't.
The pixies fan out in a combat formation.
Don't think we could talk about this, could we?
Plus these pixies.
And the remaining pixies enter the room, and you make 5 more wisdom saves.
Jesus.
Oh, is that a Is that wait? Did you see DC
It's
12?
12. Is it
Okay.
12?
It's 12.
Ah.
There we
All
go.
right, there's now a sheep toe. One moment.
Aw.
Tento, you
Oh, I
find
could have
yourself.
brought Wolf Toe back.
You feel yourself very fuzzy. And
Oh,
you're standing on all fours.
Look at Tento. For once, he looks cute.
What do you want to do?
What can I do? I'm actually curious.
You can move around, and you have all of the physical attributes of the sheep, and all of your own mental fact. Actually, is polymorph the one that
No,
changes the mental?
polymorph converts
Yeah, that's what
mental.
That's what I was wondering. Like, am I smart?
Polymorph
Fuzzy.
converts mental. Wild shape, you get to keep your mental stats.
So I'm just a sheep. You hear
You're
him go
sheep.
ba ba ba.
Yeah, you feel.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna get me. I think I did pretty well avoiding 4 of them, 5 of them,
8
4
of them.
8 of.
12 is a pretty low DC, but yeah.
Yeah, so you wander around as a sheep for a time, and you feel like you really want to eat something. You start nibbling on the curtain, and one of the pixies says, "He's eating the curtains."
You can pay for it later. So, where are we going?
Down south a little bit.
Yeah. I think
Which
we were
one
talking
of
about how
these is it? Strawberry?
we were talking about how we're gonna head south to the invitation to Ischydonian. That's the furthest south, and everything else is kind of north along the way to Treadfar. And it sounds like people wanted to go visit Treadfar, but they are also the farthest away.
You have to tread far to reach them. You guys hear the voice of Cara del Segno going, "Ah!" As she says, "Who let a sheep in here?" Are those pixies? As the pixies dart out of the way, saying, someone showed up. They don't seem happy about the sheep. And they look down at you and they're like, you know, sheep, you somehow remind me of someone who lives in this castle.
Bah.
And she's like, oh, you're hungry, aren't you? And she offers you some bread.
Are you supposed to feed bread to sheeps? What can't they eat?
I think they eat grains.
Can sheep?
Can sheep eat wheat?
Yeah, they can eat grain.
Bread.
Probably less about the grain and more about the other ingredients that gets put into bread.
Sugar.
It's alright in small doses, but bread does contain fats that are harmful for sheep if you overdo it.
Mm.
So it's okay as a snack.
Feed him all the bread.
Gives you a small snack of bread.
Can you imagine if that's how someone goes? They get polymorphed and then they get fed something poisonous to them. Like you just polymorph someone to a dog and then you just give them chocolate.
Oh my god.
Or an onion.
I mean, that just puts them back into their normal form.
That's fair.
It doesn't straight up kill them.
Kara walks over and says, I'm sorry, but why is there a sheep in here?
Bah.
Kibancha's gonna point at Lonnie.
She looks confused and
ask her.
says, oh, I'm sorry, is this a nature thing?
Bah.
It's tonight's dinner.
Bah.
Oh, I see. Well, why isn't it down in the kitchen then?
Oh, I guess
Tento's
it
not there to
wandered.
cook it.
It's not gonna cook. That's why.
Well, they do seem a bit old for lamb, but I suppose regular sheep meat is fine.
Bah. Bah.
So I was just like thinking back to like polymorphs, just like a bit, right?
What?
It lasts an hour if you don't lose concentration.
Or if they don't drop to 0. If they
Yeah.
try to cook him, he'll drop to 0, so they'll eventually see it's Tento, right?
Oh my god, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about the things that would occur in that instance. Kara does say no,
Look,
says,
Scout just needs to be in timeout right now.
and she says,
Bah.
I think I take your meaning well. I'm going to just go to my bed then. And
I'm just gonna go to sleep and pretend I didn't see shit.
So, you all plan. Is there anything else you would say and do before the appointed? Like, this is is there any further planning that needs to be done about Ischydonian? Or are you guys good to go on that?
What was her name again? The vamp lady.
Abrota Acaleris.
Was Abrota from Ischydonia?
You do remember her talking about down south, and her dress looked maybe inspired by or similar, but not quite of what you'd consider Dagorian, which Dagorian being the culture group that is Ischydonian, so yeah. But she did mention going down south, and it kind of seemed like she was headed to Ischydonia.
I guess Lonnie's just gonna ask like, about vampires before going there. I don't know. I just hear all these stories about them, but are any of them true? Like about them? Did sunlight affect? Actually, no. She had the sun mask, so yeah, I guess it does. But yeah, Bonnie is trying to ask if any research has been done for what prep we need to do.
Got these 2 books. I'll read them on the way.
Kibancha will speak up and say, so I didn't come out of that pit with any money, and I don't know how fruitful you guys have been, but if you guys could spare some money so I can get an herbalist kit and some diamonds, I'd appreciate it.
Diamonds? What for?
Casting spells, spell components.
Well, I think we have a deal with someone who can get us some cheaper diamonds.
Indeed, you do. Quomark Asnar is the master of purse. You guys had worked out a deal with him.
How the fuck do you remember this?
I don't remember this. I was thinking of the same guy and looking it up.
Okay, I'm like, please don't tell me you just pulled that name out of your ass because
No.
holy shit.
No, I looked it up. I remember Lord Arlen Word, but he's the master shipwright who sent you the letter. He's not Quomark. You have a deal with Quomark that you've already arranged, where he had he does bulk shipments of cheap diamonds that equate to 300 GP's worth in bulk.
If you want an exact number, I got $600 GP worth for 500.
Yeah. He's if you're as long as you're buying in bulk, he's willing to cut you a deal, and I would say he will advance the deal to 20% discount. So as long as you're buying 600 GP worth or more, you will get a 20% discount.
Lonnie will hand over 50 GP.
All right, so Zion's Boncho's up 50 GP, 150 GP.
I kind of need my herbalist kit.
You are in possession of a spare.
I am? Am I?
One that was graciously left into your abode by a certain halfling.
Oh! Did he have a herbalist kit on him?
Tento had like almost every kit in the fucking player's handbook.
Darren, before I promise away an herbalist kit that might not exist, can you check your inventory to see if you have an herbalist kit in there?
He has been collecting everything.
But yeah, if there is one, Lonnie will gladly hand that over.
Alright, so there's a quantum herbalist kit.
And she'll say it's a gift from Scouts.
You either have or do not have it until it has been observed.
Yeah, so to further progress the question, does our deal give us like a constant supply of it, or do you like make an order and it gets to us at a certain time?
You could set up a regular order, and that would be a further discount, but you want to pay some of that in advance, or I mean, you are so close that like it's going to be here in a few days, and it's not going to be an issue for your departure.
So I'll look at the group. Do you guys mind if I dip into the party funds to get some diamonds? It's okay, Zion. It's not your fault. Some of the people have been saying that you are one of the great helps of recovering my body.
Zion thinks back of curb stomping Kapancho's dead body.
Although people were referring to your solo adventure through the guard tower, just throwing goblins off the rooftops and just punching everyone to death. But there's that too.
Yeah.
Iki, I don't mind, but I asked what spell it's for. Like, I don't know. I mean, especially because your magic tends to be pretty different from mine, but there's only one I can think of. And I don't know. It's
So, I mean, there's no reason to be coy about it, but I guess in my time of death, Arachna has bestowed some more supportive magic. And when I climbed that up and ascended, I just knew how to cast other kinds of spells that I did before. There was
But
one that was very particular that stayed on my mind for a while. I think you called it Revivify.
I can't really say no to this request, but just you did see Billy's reaction to you, right? Do you remember that?
I mean, yes. I remember that she was confused. I was confused. Things weren't adding up.
I
But
mean, it was a little bit more than just confused.
oh, she was pissed at you.
I mean, I've already told you this a lot, but I mean, it seemed like you were a different person back then. But just remember to be careful.
Yeah, I understand. I remember that people coming back from death is not something that's widely accepted or known. There have been very few cases in history where it's happened. But being revived by a god is also not a common thing either.
It's not. It's just, you know.
Also, speaking of new magic, is Tento still cursed by like everything?
A little bit less. You're still technically attuned to the.
Yes. That I'm still technically attuned to that thing.
How
It's
much
wandering
does
around
Lonnie
somewhere.
like Tento? Actually, I guess not very much right now. No, it's just no tube. Actually,
Gabondra has removed curses. If you guys don't pick up,
okay, cool. What was the other thing you were even cursed by? I don't even remember at this point.
That was envy. That was the envy
Oh, okay.
thing.
Yeah.
We already
Well-
cured that bit.
Scout doesn't have the weapon anymore, but it seems like he's still attached to it somehow.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know that's like freely roaming the countryside.
well, that is mighty unfortunate because I'm pretty sure I need the cursed item to remove its chains on its owner.
You hear bah.
Black sheep, have you any wool?
Is gonna be an especially hard ask to fulfill.
So did you guys like lose it? Did you get stolen?
It walked away and multiplied.
It walked away? You thought my thing was weird? You mean a magic item walked away?
It possessed a robot and it walked away. And when we went to go check up on it, I think there's 3 of them now.
You know, that's funny because that's when Hiroshi actually died. It gained the body.
Yeah, Lonnie's leaving that part out.
What?
So you deliberate on the matter of diamonds and you resolve to order more, question mark?
Yeah, if I can dip into the party funds, I would order at least 300 gold worth of diamonds at whatever discount we get.
Sure, you need to buy 2 units. You need to buy 600 GP worth to get the discount, and it's 20%.
Lonnie can take the other one if you don't want it, because she did accept one of them, even though she's not exactly being open about it.
So, yeah, I'm doing math wrong. Oh, wait, no, I'm doing math wrong. Hold on. So that should be 480 GP for 600 GP worth at 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So
480. Yeah, I'll just take that out of party funds if everyone consents.
Yeah, that's
all right.
fine.
So
Then, do you want both diamonds or do you just want one?
I mean, do you ask for the other one too?
If you express concerns about like buying in bulk, Lonnie, like I can find use for the other one.
I mean, if you can find use for it, yeah, sure. I'll take 1 unit and you taking the other half.
Let's see, minus 480.
Many days pass, and also after an hour, Tento returns from cheap form to regular form. Tento, you feel slightly ill, and the curtains are well chewed around you. You
He
hazily
just-
recollect being
he-
a sheep.
He ate plenty of fiber. There's plenty of fiber in his diet today.
Which means the pixies are also gone if the hour is up.
Mhm.
Just looks around, is like, ugh. Lonnie! Need my stuff.
Ah,
Lonnie!
it was nice and quiet.
I don't think it was quiet, but I'm sure it was nicer. In the background, all I hear is a bunch of buying.
Lonnie's used to that though.
So, you guys do this stuff, right? You have made your plan. There's nothing else that you want to prepare with in advance. Okay. Question mark?
Right before everyone leaves, Orochi will go up to Zion and hand him the rose and give him
The rose.
a
Kiss by the
paper
moon.
that explains how to process it. And saying, I don't know if you ever will need to use this, but I feel like you're the most responsible out of everyone there.
Hey,
Try to keep them alive.
how
This
long
will at
does it
least
take
help
to grow one?
you be better, or make someone dead, or give
I
them a
will
trip.
try.
How long does it take to grow one of these roses?
A whole winter, or
Oh.
a whole extended rest.
Oh, okay.
Get 1 rose out of it.
Yeah. Lonnie doesn't necessarily have any more prep unless someone knows something very specific to vampires that need to be prepped.
Can I look at my book to see anything
Yeah,
about
a
vampires?
brief survey of those books will cite commonly that they are resistant to necrotic damage and the physical damages which originate from non-magical attacks.
Are they resistant or vulnerable to necrotic?
Resistant. Additionally, you would note that they are vulnerable to radiant, and also that silver damages them normally.
Okay.
Yeah. I have silver weapons. Oh, silver comma.
All right.
Parentheses silver.
Okay, so days pass. It is July 15th, 4:51 SR, Midsummer. Lonnie, you have received communication from the prelate that once they are available after attending to important business, they will come personally to Kagami Seike Shrine to assess the situation, and that they trust that you will keep the situation well in hand. They will arrive after this next adventure.
You would think keeping a greater demon in your little shrine would be of great importance, but I guess not. I wonder what's more important.
Indeed. Not to see. But, yeah. Now the question that remains is, do you guys go with or without the wagon?
Is there a reason why we shouldn't take the wagon?
Well, do you want to bring like a
Uh,
wagon and horses and such, or do you guys just want to fuck off on foot? Up to you.
I think we should bring the wagon. It's just easier to carry stuff like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not like I mean, like I presume on the map, like there are main roads that lead.
Yeah. So you're gonna bring.
The
Yeah.
other option is to ride the coast south for most of the way, and then try to ride a boat up the rivers towards where we want, but it may not be exactly where we need to go.
Look, if we're,
I'm
I
just
want to
presenting
see,
options.
I want to see Treadford too. There's only so much boating I can handle, so let's save the boating for then.
Lonnie,
Let's go on foot right
I
now.
don't think you've had any bad like
All right.
boating
So you
incidences.
you got Hazel, Naela, and Hoofington, I believe, for the mounts available here.
Yeah.
And once again,
Unless the skeleton war horses are still there.
Boncho
Mhm.
is at the
They wouldn't last past the keep anyways.
Yeah, I know.
So here's the situation. Lonnie. No. Shin.
What's up?
Do you know what your AC is right now? Have I at least given you that about the coat?
Yes.
Okay.
His coat has AC. Is
Yeah.
it because it's been attached to the shield this whole time?
Perhaps. So,
Also, just to
yeah.
make sure, Kabancho gave me back my shield, right?
and to confirm,
Yeah.
you are bringing Hazel and Naela to draw the cart, and Tento is riding Huffington, yes?
Yeah.
Also, did I miss Lonnie giving Tento back his stuff?
No,
Want my stuff back.
Lonnie will leave. Like he mentioned, like he wants his research in the book. Lonnie will like at some point try to like leave it in his room. Like,
Okay. So you leave the book in his room, but you have not otherwise returned his shit to him.
No, and Lonnie is keeping the bag of holding someplace not very visible on her now.
So I have a question about how you are bringing... So Zion, you have created a great metal shell that can move. How do you do you have it walk alongside you, or do you have it in the
Oh
cart?
yeah, it's walking alongside me.
Walking.
Yes.
How
Zion,
how
is
quick
that
can
a
I walk?
new friend or is that something
Is Zion duplicating?
made?
Does
It's a new friend.
do you replicate
Where'd you find another one?
I made it.
Do you not notice him really busy in the lab?
It could be working on a lot of stuff, okay?
Can-
But like, does it
what does it do?
understand stuff like the other ones do?
It understands basic commands.
From
So-
you? From all of us? From anyone?
From me.
Yeah.
But there's manual input inside.
Can I go inside
What?
it?
Yeah, there's a door.
So this is placeholder art. This is not actually what it looks like. I'm just putting this here to have something to represent it. But yeah, it looks kind of like a bulky suit of plate armor, but with like a crab head. You know, not a crab head, but like a widened bit versus a torso head kind of combo.
I'm just gonna definitely hop in that thing and see what the controls are like.
So before Tento kills himself, how safe is it and how fast can it walk?
Also, Zion, what does Zion dub its creation?
Yeah, what's its name?
I have not named it yet.
All right, the machine of no name, and it has the armor of plate, so it's AC 18.
Does
Does it make it the third highest AC in the group then?
Technically, when I'm dual wielding, I have 18.
I'm tied for third highest right now.
Yeah. It's only when I'm dual wielding though. If I'm not dual wielding, I have 17. Oh.
All right, so yeah, the machine walks out beside you, and Tento tries popping in it. There's like hand holds, and you can like manually move it around. It's strange. There's like a series of levers. And Tento, you have to be kind of like you're kind of like laying down to be inside of it.
What does it
Is it comfortable?
Not really, and the visibility isn't great.
But I can like move around. I can move around it.
Yes,
right?
and you are well encased in its strong armor. It looks like a bulkier automaton.
Can Tento like run around in it?
Yeah, you attempt to, you know, get around. Give me a dexterity check.
These roll 2 double net ones.
Yeah, right.
I want to see him face plant right now. Fuck.
Oh wow! I rolled a 3.
Tento gets going a little bit fast, almost runs through the banister on the shrine, moves out into the cleared bit of snow, and then face plants the machine.
Oh, this thing's harder to work than I thought.
Ding.
Ow. Sorry.
In hindsight, could have twisted fate that to improve it.
I
Yeah.
don't think.
You could try.
Nah, it's okay.
I don't think that's gonna make it any better.
Or could twist fate it lower to be a lower number.
It wouldn't take much. I only rolled a 3, so
Zion will help it up.
any
It's
tips?
a little. It's a little hard to control.
I noticed.
I'm still working on the controls.
Indeed.
Is there-
Tento seemed to try to, you know, make it go faster than it should.
Is there anything I could maybe recommend to Zion in my time of sprinting
Yeah,
in this thing?
You give Zion some UI UX feedback about
Yeah.
you know, that lever wasn't really clear on what it was doing, but other than that, yeah, the it seems you know, good to go, and only little people can fit inside. So Tento, Lonnie. Also, obviously, wait, where is Lumi? There's Lumi.
Lumi's like in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lumi?
Lumi comes with
Pilot
you.
The freaking mech.
Yeah. And
Lumi is considered medium. I hope you're not missing Lumi as a can operate this thing, because that would be fucking hilarious.
Oh, that'd been
No,
so funny.
I can just cast
Shrink?
enlarge reduce.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you need posable thumbs to operate this machinery?
Yeah, there are levers. I
No.
mean, you just could pull a lever without.
Are there levers to pull?
Yeah, there are levers in there. In addition to some dials to you know, mess with.
Mecha Lumi, let's go!
Yeah. So, you leave it just walking beside you. Yes, Zion.
Mm,
Okay. Barga and Yoda see you off. As does Scar, who says, "Be safe. Found a lot of vampires." And Barga says, "Yeah, we'll keep the hot spring warm for you. We've really
thanks,
done a lot of
always.
the renovations, so you know, wash off all the Sunday."
Yep. I'm sure you will.
Yeah. With that, the group all assembled in Hiroshi, you know, waving goodbye, gathers up.
Have fun, be safe. Let me know if you find anyone from the eye.
We will.
oh,
No, you
hold
won't.
on. Zion goes up to Orochi. I forgot to hand these to you. And it hands him where is it?
Tons of drugs.
Kind.
just
It's
a
the
ton of.
box labeled insurance.
And
There
sure.
you go.
Wait, what?
There you go.
I completely forgot about this.
How long have you had this?
I mean, since the eye, the
Yeah,
rest I
since
said
the
it
eye stuff.
Just give it to him now.
Sure.
Well, I could use the box. So here's the other stuff.
Well-
just hands him the incriminating papers, and it's like, the box is mine though. You cannot have the box.
Is it unlocked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been unlocked. It has a lock on it, but you know, Zion figured that one out.
Here you go.
I'll just delete the "it's a lead box" part of the text.
Yeah. So,
We'll
delete
keep
everything.
the "it's a lead box" part.
so your group gathers up in Tento. You ride Huffington.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm confirming all this because you're not going to be able to retro it. So this
Lonnie,
is
Lumia riding the cart.
all right. Lumi's like tongue out, panting, and you're in the cart, and you guys set forth. You travel the roads.
Also, just to make sure, we have an extended rest now.
Yes, you have extended rest at whatever level stronghold, and you gain the full benefits of that.
Okay. Lonnie straight out the gate wants to try to cast detect good and evil behind Cabancho.
All right.
Quiet.
What is that supposed to tell you? Just like if he's good or evil, it doesn't give you chaos or neutral.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my character. Ah.
Detect evil or good. For the duration, you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead creature within 30 feet of you. As well as where that creature is located.
She wants to know if there's one within 10 feet of her.
There is no evil creature within 10 feet of you.
It's not actually anything about alignment. It's a creature type.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weirdly worded.
Lonnie wants to know if Cabancho's an aberration, undead, fey, or I know we like done several tests, but
Yeah, you don't get any of those hits. Nope.
Okay.
Also, like Cabancho isn't blind or deaf. He would hear you cast spells.
Lonnie wanted to try to do this quietly.
Does it have some verbal component?
He's got verbal.
Yeah.
You can try and disguise it in like the bouncing, but yeah, that's gonna be a stealth at some point. So I mean, you have to speak to cast the spell, right? You're gonna have to like try and whisper and shit behind him. So yeah, all right.
Okay.
Passive perception is not high.
Yeah, you managed to like. Yeah, you managed to
Just
whisper.
wanted one more assurance, okay?
You managed to whisper with the banging of the cart. So, you guys roll out through the woods, pass by Wall de Tor. The friendly Herr Gotts is not present. His wife informs you that he has been summoned to the front. And he has taken, his soldiers with him. There are only 2 people left to guard the town. They look a little wary between them. You travel, and
real quick, while we're at the town, can I purchase an herbalist kit?
You buy an herbalist kit. They have one for sale.
Oh, Darren, did you ever see if he had an herbalist kit or not?
I do.
Hmm?
I do have one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lonnie would have given you 10 toes. By the way.
It's okay, I would have given it back to him.
Okay. So now you also have an herbalist kit in your inventory again.
Yay.
On the second day of travel, you arrive just north of Dorshara, and you see several banners fluttering on the wind as about 12 horsemen approach. They bear the banner of Clan Tessin. They pull to one side. The man raises his visor and says, "Oh, the shade of the mountain. We are the riders of Umachi. Tell us, have you seen any activity upon the seas? Raiders, pirates, battle?"
We haven't been out at sea?
We personally have not, but we've heard a lot of rumors that pirates and raiders have been a lot more active during these hard times.
They nod, saying, "We are patrolling the coast. We have had sightings from the coast, hence our line of questioning. Well, we need not delay you. They linger a moment, looking down at you, and their leader says, "We fought for different sides in the war 1 year ago, but today we are allies. May safe winds and glad tidings carry you." And he says this to Gabancho in particular, and then nods, and the 12 horses dust off to the north.
Do I recognize them?
No, but you know who the riders of Umachi are. So Umachi is a city you guys never went to, far out into the plains of southern Safu province.
Mm-hmm.
They are renowned for their raising of horses, and their main military force is cavalrymen. They fought in the war against the Tessans. You weren't involved in like a lot of the pitched battles or anything. You were more to bodyguard Tessin. You were more to bodyguard than carry on Karkin. Late war. So you didn't face them or anything, but like, you know, they know that you work. It's sort of like a recognition that they used to. You know, they were Safu clan and they bent the knee, and now they're Tessin clan, right? So that was what they were acknowledging. The third day, you arrive outside Safushi as the sun is growing low on the third day. You have two choices before you. Keep to the road and pass close by Actigoros. Or cut through the plains to the west and arrive via a slightly dirtier dirt road that will run into the province. You will arrive in roughly the same area either way, but this is a choice you may feel free to make.
Do you have a strong reason to stay off the main road? I look at Tento.
What? No, not in particular. I don't know why you're asking me.
Well, you tend to be the most wanted out of all of us.
I don't think that's true. I think that's Lonnie's most wanted.
I mean, a lot of weirdos do want Lonnie, but a lot of normal people want you. And there's a lot more normal people than weird people.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, actually, the past while, I've actually started to change my mind on that. So yeah, maybe no, you're right. I look at Lonnie. So, any reason we need to stay off the main road?
I don't know. There's a bounty on me apparently, but I only ever heard about it in Cathadat. I don't know if it's also here. It's not like we really walked around here in a while.
I'm sure we'll be fine on the main roads.
Alright, let's say we stick to the main road then.
Mm-hmm.
You urge on and through the woods, which Kabancha, the last time you were here, you died. You pass through the woods, you encounter no bandits this time. And you pass by Actigoros in the distance, but you keep to the outer roads as you have purpose elsewhere. You reference your map, and you can see all of the towns of the province labeled as you roll into Ischydonian Miktros, the far northwestern corner.
I do not have vision on this map.
Oh shit. Figure. Damn, okay. You see now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know that you are set to meet in Ischygoros, which is this northern city right here. There is a straight road between you and them. There is a fort guarding the road. they allow you to pass. You've been on the road for about 5 days. When you arrive in the village of Stravos. Allow me to, or rather, you are approaching the village of Stravos.
One of the nights that we were camping on the road, Lonnie would have left the Dwarven discharger and the ammo by Pinto's bed.
Okay.
The Dwarven discharger has been with Zion.
Oh, okay. Never
Tento
mind.
Sounds good.
specifically gave that to him.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I need that back, don't I?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember anything important Tento actually has on him to give back to him.
Most of his weapons.
He doesn't need all of it.
But he does switch out pretty often though.
You guys are walking along. You see that there is a village in the distance. You see it has one tower in a central circle. It is there are many fields. Wheat is growing in the distance. And peaches, tomatoes, the like. And the occasional patch of tobacco. More to the point, however, when do you drink the tea? Oh, every night.
Kamanja's not making tea, but if Lonnie asks to try some, it's like, sure, but I mean, only because we're not really handling anything right now.
She specifically is like, "Oh, is that tea? Can I try some?" Like,
Oh, it's not. But if you try some, I can give you an effect.
what is it then?
So I guess more weird knowledge that I now know of, but I'm a lot more in tune with nature and death and life. It seems like a lot of my powers have shifted in that direction. Which I guess makes sense with dying and coming back. But I hold up one potion specifically. It says, this one will give you resistance to necrotic damage.
Oh. Lonnie just shrugs like, I just thought you're okay.
I mean, I can make tea like before too if you'd like, but that's not what I'm doing right now.
I mean, it's late anyways. Tea probably isn't a good idea.
Yeah, I'll brew some in the morning and then we'll enjoy a flask of it as we travel.
Lonnie just like looks back at the where she's keeping the bag of holding. He's like, right, flask.
You roll into town. And you see there's a bit of a commotion around a dirt circle at the middle of it. The dirt circle and a tower. One dude with a spear stands near the tower, taking a note of what's happening in the middle, and some villagers are gathered around. Oh wait, is this shit set to be like night or something? Hold on. Yeah, I need to give you a proper vision range, but for now, okay. You've rolled into town, and you see that there is a feature, or there's something going on. There is a man here, who is presently, standing with hand clasped with a woman saying, "I announce, Dory and I are to be married," and there is like a, "Yeah." And he says, "If any would object," and on cue, this door slams open. He says, "You fool! You think you can do this? Spit in my eye!" And this shit's clearly about to get a little frazzled. What happened to the car? Oh, the cart's right here.
Why am I over here? Ew.
You were at the front. You were on your horse. You were out front.
Oh man, I love little town dramas like this.
Everyone looks over and see two plated metal suits. One obviously not a person. The other maybe a person? Question mark. Walk into town, headed by a very snazzy anorak, a gnome riding a wolf, and a definitely very normal halfling. Gorian looks. The town takes in the strange sight, and the guard sort of stands at closer attention. But nothing seems to be happening. No one seems to be.
Don't let us stop you. Continue.
One of the town's women walks up and says, "Oh, please, stop. That man will kill poor Gregorian."
Is there any particular reason why?
Are she telling us to stop, or
to stop them?
asking us to stop them?
She's asking you to stop them. Gregorian says, "You can't stop your daughter from," and he says, "I challenge you." He rips off his shirt, and you see him flex. And he says, "I, Abolakis, challenge you to a match in the circle."
I don't think he needs to rip off his shirt, but it does add a lot of dramatic effect.
Intimidation tactic.
Intimidation tactics, yeah.
He says, "You are ignorant of our ways," and he strikes like a wide pose, and he says, "In Pancration, clothing is a liability. Now, I have challenged you. It is the rule of our village. If you're not man enough to stand against me, how could you expect to marry my daughter?" And Gregorian says, "Just because I haven't spent my life learning how to grab at people doesn't mean that I'm not." And the crowd begins to turn against him and say, "He's challenged you. You can't." And he looks to Doyer, who says, "Oh, please, father, stop this." He says, "Enough of this, girl. I will show you what you need to look for in a real man." I mean, you might. Kabancho, you step into the circle, and Benalaka says, "Be wary, Anorak. Do not step into the circle when a challenge has been made, unless you intend to partake." And Doira begins to, fall back.
I apologize. I don't mean to. I'm ignorant to your customs, but is there not a more civil way to settle this?
And he says, "Ha! Civil! What is our civilization but struggle? This is Ischydonian, the land of the strong. Pancration has been our honored way of solving disputes, since the world was young and the Kehoe sails were new on the horizon." And Doira is sobbing. Benalakis is looking pretty ripped, and Gregorian's back to the middle, but he knows he can't exactly flee the circle at this point.
Ooh, are we wrestling now?
And
I would like to think that your people are not barbarians, savages that just kill to get their way.
And he says, "Ha! I will not." He says, "He will not die unless he is very weak, but I will defeat him." And one of the woman who approached you before said, "He made it to the 3rd round in the Summer Games 10 years ago. His opponent broke 2 ribs. They say he has to live in a litter." By which I mean like the thing that you use to carry people around. No. And Banalaka says, yes, he was weak. Pankration means with full force. To wrestle and box. Unlimited. Unrestrained. Gregorian kind of looks at you guys and says, hello, are you wandering fetchers, perchance? I have a quest for you. To unite two dear lovers by avoiding violence. Please, I'll give you anything. I own 2 sheep.
So, are you asking us to wrestle?
And Gregorian's
guy.
like, oh, would you wrestle in my place? And Benalaka says, would you name someone to act as your proxy? He spits and says, it is cowardly. But a peasant does add, but it is permitted. And then everyone nods sagely, and at this point the guard walks over and says, we'll have no irregularities here. He points his spear at Gregorian and says, Gregorian, by the ancient right of this village, you may nominate 1 proxy who have been challenged. If you quit the circle without giving fight, you will be unwelcome in these halls forever. And Gregorian looks at you guys pleadingly and says, are any of you good at wrestling?
Onis is also going to shout out, like, it's also not cowardly to ask for help when you recognize you need it.
Benelocus yells
try.
back, debatable.
I mean,
Yeah,
I need a good. I need
I'm just
help.
gonna stare at Lonnie, the one who says it's not cowardly to ask help.
Damn. I see Campancho so sassy as ever.
So does Zion want to step into the circle?
Look, do as I say,
Yeah.
not as I do.
Zion, you gonna do it?
And
Well,
Could
anyways,
try.
and
hey guys,
Benelocus-
before we get ahead of ourselves, what is the rules of conduct?
and
We are ignorant to your customs.
the guard stamps his staff and says, by the sundial of this town, 10:32, 2 minutes past the 10-minute break. We will amend the 10-minute break to 10:42, and then resume with the explanation of the rules.
That was awfully specific. How do you know what time it is? Sundials
We have a
aren't
very
that accurate.
specific sundial. The
Oh, okay.
Gregorians advanced the science of sundials greatly.
That's amazing. Can I go over those?
We pride ourselves on it, yes. It's the greatest piece of technology in our town.
I bet they didn't need to be big, burly men who just need to fight things out with their strength to make a really accurate sundial.
No, they needed to be practically naked and chiseling rock with abs. They also had to rub up with olive oil because the rock would flake all over them. The chalk would make a mess if they didn't.
Is that is that how you get? Is that why you guys are so smart? Because you're just so burly and muscular.
Yes, think about it. The more wrinkles in the brain, the stronger.
Ah, I can't argue that logic.
Too much exercise.
I can't think about that. Can't argue that logic. That's some pretty solid logic right there. More wrinkles do mean bigger brain.
Darren,
Yeah.
do you have anything that you like actively need right now? Like, Lonnie will eventually give you all your stuff back. I want at least back
That's the only thing I want. Are my weapons. And my
all of them.
not all of them. I just need the silver weapon, my black iron weapon. Staff against tides, I like that back.
Oh yeah,
Wasting falchion.
that's also the.
And Medusa. Actually, you can keep the Medusa whip. That was yours in the first place. Item wise, though,
What is the wasting falchion your main weapon?
yeah.
Wait, and you didn't bring that with you?
Do you want a weapon that's dripping with acid to an orphanage?
Okay.
I
So yeah,
have smelling salts I need to take with me. Take out two. I have vials of silk white night poison. You can keep the drugs just because it'll be funnier when they find out on your person, not on my person.
oh, they can't really find it in a bag of holding unless they turn it right out.
That's true. Cylinder
Um,
encapsulating vapors. I remember I got this from a arachnid lady. It's actually pretty
Joe,
cool.
I think the stuff that she'll think of would be a silvered weapon, especially because of vampires. Black iron weapon, the wasting falchion because she sees it all the time. Smelling salts. I don't think she knows about the poison, so she wouldn't think to give you that back so soon. And
Staff against tides too.
staff against tides, and then I guess a crossbow.
You can keep the crossbow. I don't need that. But I will want my books back.
She already gave you the
Okay.
at least the bestiary, and you said like something about research, so she would have found anything that looked like research.
Yeah. And that's all I really need. I also want the cylinder encapsulating vapors, which is basically more or less a smoke screen. By the way, I have that. I don't know if it's one-time use. I also want my ice bombs back. Everything else seems.
She'll probably give it to you by the end of this trip, but those were would be the things that she gives you first. So I think everything else, like she,
silver weapon, black iron weapon. You said silver, black iron. Staff against tides. My bestiary and my.
Yeah, those you got back at the keep.
Yeah. Okay.
She just would have been like leaving weapons every at night when you're asleep.
Just leave them in the room. Oh, look at this candy.
The smelling salts.
Yeah, I have 3.
I don't know if you had any healing on you.
No, last time I checked, no.
Okay. And I think she still give you like a crossbow, the crossbow and bolts though, because I don't know what other ranged weapons you have besides Dwarven Discharger, but like.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll give you the crossbow and crossbow bolts back too.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, everything else will get feeded to you eventually, and then probably a very aggressive note. Actually, yeah, every night she just leaves a note that says, "It is not a shed. It is my home. Like I would very much like my privacy respected because I don't walk into your room without good reason." Every night she'll just leave that and like a single weapon. Yeah. I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind me taking your stuff temporarily, but also
that's my
very
stuff.
much deserve it. You very much deserve it after what you pulled.
I've done nothing wrong.
The guard stamps his spear butt and says, "The 10-minute break has passed. Now, the rules of the rules in this village are simple. You must enter without armor and weapon. You must gain no magical benefit. And you must subdue your foe to the ground. You must remain subdued for 12 seconds by my count. Cough, 2 combat rounds. If they remain on the ground for 12 seconds, pinned, then they have been defeated.
As I say,
Yes, here's the thing. They look at you and they say, this warrior, if you are to be the proxy, you must doff your armor.
I guess I cannot be.
And Benaloka says, do you fear to face me without that armor on?
Zion will
detach an arm.
no.
Can you do that?
There we go.
You open it up and just fucking Gregorian throws away his gaze. Doira hides behind the obelisk, and everyone marvels and gawks. And the guard says, being that you are not a being of no flesh bound, I am afraid that you are not qualified, as you would need to bear flesh that you do not possess. I'm sorry that we obviously need to maybe reconsider that ruling, but to be honest, I think this is a first in village history.
What?
No, that's fine.
A discriminatory ruling.
That's what Lonnie says out loud.
No.
I was like, what a discriminatory ruling. How dare you guys?
I mean, come on.
They're sexist. They have a very limited view of what masculinity is, and also they're very, very discriminatory in their custom.
Listen,
I already don't like them.
It's
bad review.
341 of the Serene Reigns. You're really sounding fucking.
So just to confirm, no armor, no weapons, no magic, natural appendages only.
Fun.
I mean, you're saying all this in front of an anorak. Just putting that out there.
So
I'm sure they wouldn't allow it.
what? Allow what?
So just to clarify, it is no weapons, no armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's and no magic. It's a fight with natural appendages.
Correct. So if you want to ask the guard?
Yeah.
I say, yes. Those natural weapons of your birth are, of course, available to you, subduing the foe.
Lonnie's gonna point at Lumi, so she's
right?
eligible.
And they laugh and say, yes, the wolf could act as proxy. And, Banaloka says, you would send a canine into the ring against me? And did you who said I was uncivil? But fine. I will wrestle your wolf. If that is your way.
You're not gonna wrestle Lumi. No.
Lumi just kind of looks like she's done with this shit. And she thinks to Lonnie, why has no one bitten him?
I'm sure you can if you want to wrestle him, and she'll just say that out loud.
Lumi howls a little and says, he seems pretty dirty. I'd get fleas. And
I mean, I'm very curious now though. Does Lumi have the highest strength score of our whole party?
I have 12.
He has 14.
Yes.
Yep.
Probably.
Yes.
I kid you not. If this is like, oh, you gotta grapple them or something, like she might legit be her best bet.
No,
I mean, they just have to be restrained for.
you have to keep them prone. You have to keep them on the ground, prone, pinned for 2 rounds. At the end of the second round of their second round, prone, grappled, right, with you on top. That is when they lose.
And Lee, this is a out of game question. So when they say no magic, they mean no spells or just no magical effects?
If anybody thinks that something that happens is supernatural in any way, they might try and call foul on you.
Okay.
So you can't whip out a magic item or cast a spell. That being said, you don't know whether or not they have any way to tell if you don't. So, if it doesn't have a visible auditory component, and it's not blatantly obvious, i.e., you don't start flying,
The thing.
Oh, fight him. Yeah, that seems like a lot of fun. I could use the stretches.
so yeah, there's obviously a bit of tension here.
I said I'll do it.
Yeah,
It sounds like a bit of fun.
Sir Gregorian, would you entrust this halfling
he says,
to be your
"Well,"
champion?
he's like, "Well, you look pretty tough. You look pretty tough. Have you ever fought someone before?"
Oh yeah.
Right. And
Tento, remember,
how do you
no
normally
weapons.
fight?
Hmm.
How do you normally fight people?
I usually stab them, but
Like,
Eh.
well, if you know how to thrust, then you're halfway there.
yeah. See, simple as that,
Of course.
right?
And,
Yeah. It's that easy.
Yeah. And he
Uh.
nods. He says, "Well, yeah. What's your name?"
My name's Tento.
Tento shall be my proxy. And the guard says, "Very well. Stamp. Step into the ring, and then alone may Gregorian stand on the sidelines."
I have to
Okay.
strip off my shirt too.
And they say, "So long as you are not clearly armored, you are allowed to wear a shirt. Bear in mind, though, it does give your opponent something to grab."
Yeah, Tento has to go through the process of taking off his armor, taking off his cloak against winter.
You're getting, you're doffing the armor.
He takes off his grappling hook thing too. He's like, damn it, I forgot I had this on me. It's gonna take so freaking long to put back on. Ah. All right.
And oh yeah, you would have absolutely thrown his ass on the ground. And Doris says, "Oh, thank you, Tento. Thank you for helping me and Gregorian be together." And Banalaka says, "Don't thank him yet." He towers over Tento. He is tall for a human, and Tento is a halfling. He strikes a wide pose and pushes forward 1 foot, raising to its ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just let him come to me. I don't know. I'm like trying to charge a man who's much bigger than I am.
Indeed. So,
Stare down.
yeah. So he approaches you, and all right. Well, or rather, all right. So yeah. So the way that you're going to open the fight is let him come to you, right?
Yeah.
All right. Very quickly. And action, activation cost, normal weapon type, melee weapon attack.
Watch him be like.
I am gonna hold the action to dodge though.
Oh
He
yeah,
starts charging at me, yeah.
You're gonna dodge to give him disadvantage, right?
Watch him be like a monk.
Yeah, and bear in mind, the guard also informs you, if either of you are forced from the circle for any reason, that person is lost.
Oh, okay.
Damn, where was Orochi in all this?
All right, so you let him take the first blow, but you're dodging.
Yeah.
He runs at you. He runs at you. He makes a lunging palm strike, going for your core with a low sliding lunge. The dust kicks up around him. And as the dust kicks up, oh wait, he has disadvantage. Let me roll that again.
Okay, didn't matter.
He will be hitting. He delivers a solid 9 bludgeoning damage.
I'm just gonna have that. So I'll take 4. No, 5. Because we round down, so 4. Okay.
And hold on. To represent the actor. Just I need to go to his resources and I need to go back to attribute. Okay, good. You need to up. Okay. I'll figure it out. Yeah. Okay. He's working. All right. Attributes AC base. Okay. He then follows this up with a attempt to hit you with his knee.
Oh, so he does have multi-strike.
Yeah. Does that hit or miss?
Not my armor.
Your AC is 10 plus your Dex mod right now.
Disadvantage.
Oh, right. Still dodging.
So I'm at 14 AC then? Yeah. I mean, so it hits.
So at this time, you two are going to he tries to shunt you with his knee to try and force you out of the ring. You can use athletics or acrobatics to contest his athletics.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my god, come on.
So Gregorian is like talking to Kabancho, and Tento kind of like bounces up, knocks into Gregorian, and Gregorian falls and hits his head on the stable. But Tento isn't shunted back 5 feet, and now it is Tento's turn, and the fight has truly begun. Meanwhile, those in the corners, bear in mind you're not supposed to intervene with magic, but I mean, I guess if you did, no one caught you. And, I don't know, depends on your sense of honor. Gorian rubs an ow, and he looks at Kabancho and says, there's really no hope. Banalokus doesn't approve of me because, and Banalokus says, how could you? You know what they planned to do, Doira. They took half your grandfather's farm.
So
They've sent that soft lout to you to seduce away the other half. I won't see any day where my farm might be consolidated into his wretched bloodline. And Gregorian rubs his head and says, it's a family thing.
So, how do I
attack? In this lighter dirt.
I don't have any melee weapon that uses, so I can just roll strength?
Yeah, you roll a strength check. And then Gregorian's like, I'm alright. Oh gosh, I hope Tento's okay. So you punch him. Roll an insight. Anyone can roll this insight if they want.
Tento's dead, isn't he?
Tento, you know that when you attack, he always advances such that you can draw like a line down like the core center of both hands and both feet. And he maintains them in such a way that he can always position to guard with arm or leg, while showing a minimum of his profile to you. However, he has a wide stance when he shifts left and right, particularly to the left, overexposing his thigh. If you can strike at just that moment, you will gain advantage on your attack, and you will roll damage twice and take the better result. But you have to trick him into moving to his left to do it. So you've missed, you don't have multi-attack, right?
No.
Alright.
Can I... No, I can't bonus action grab him, can I?
No,
because you're technically speaking not dual wielding your fists, even though I thought about that for a second, and you kind of are dual wielding your fists, but you're not dual wielding your fists. I'm sorry.
It's okay, yeah. No, that is fine. I understand.
Disdain. Yeah.
I think that's it for me then.
All right. He reaches out to try and strike you.
Oh, I was muted this whole time. Fuck.
Oh shit, Casey.
Can Lonnie call out Scout? Don't be near the edge.
Yeah, we can call that out. Tento, do you want to move at all, or are you staying there?
Boop, boop.
Alright.
Yeah, sure.
So he misses you. He manages to get you. And or rather, he tries to. Okay, he successfully grabs you. He comes right up, hip on hip, and hugs you. He's got you in the struggle snuggle. That's the end of his turn.
no.
The beginning of yours.
How to get out of this?
Is there no contest on his grappling, or is he not considered grappling?
When he makes a certain kind of attack, if he hits you, you are grappled.
Oh, okay.
And it has, and then you can contest to get out.
I'd like to get out.
You can spend your action to, if it's a normal grapple, you can spend your action to either acrobatics or athletics your way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Contested with his athletics.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, he tries to keep control of you. He
Okay.
fails! You slide free. Honestly, he fails so badly, he exposes himself. Do you want to take an attack of opportunity here?
Can I? Wasn't that my main action to do that?
Yes, but because he fucked up real bad, so he's opens himself up.
Sure.
He's giving you a chance.
Yeah.
You hit. By default. Oh my god! Wait. By default, isn't unarmed damage one damage?
1 plus your strength mod.
What's your strength mod?
1, so 2.
Okay, you hit him for 2 damage. And it's clear to you that you're not gonna beat this man to unconsciousness before he beats you to unconsciousness. You got to figure out a way to get him on his ass.
Yeah.
But that's his turn. Or no, that's your turn, or you still have movement.
That's my turn.
You still have bonus. You remember you're a rogue. You can bonus action dodge or disengage if you want.
I can bonus action dodge?
I don't think you can.
Sorry. You
No.
can disengage.
It's
Okay.
dash, disengage,
Okay.
or hide.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
so-
like, I didn't know I could fucking bonus action dodge.
Yeah,
I
you
thought
that's
would have been
I've
really fucking if
abusing
your
that.
action economy if you were not bonus action dodging
Yeah,
every.
that's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
since when can I do that?
Yeah, so point is, you don't want to do any of that shit you're holding.
Yeah.
Okay, Banalocus, snaps his leg and tries to just, like, cripple your shin.
You know,
Now,
I am a small person.
Now contest athletics acrobatics.
Okay, there we go.
He practically stomps it. He fails. He's angry that he's failed. He just tries to punch you in the fucking face. That hits on the money, right?
That does indeed hit on the money.
Does anyone do anything to impact the fact that your buddy's about to get punched in the face?
Would one consider Spark of Genius?
Technically speaking, Spark of Genius is just like
Giving advice.
you know, if this was like a megalo boxing match, it would just be like, yeah, like, you know, the trainer yelling from the side of the ring. Technically speaking, Zion can do that without breaking the rules.
Well, I don't know.
The question if
Does that
Zion
also
thinks
help
that
me
this
dodge?
is this the time that you think? Well, oh, yeah, no, that's the yeah. That's not gonna help you right now. It's gonna be
Yeah.
oh shit, yeah. So that's 12 damage, Tento.
I'm having that.
All right, so everyone notices that, like, you know, you twist back and you only take half the hit, and someone says he's spry, and someone says, oh, looks like Banalocus but a bit off more than he could chew. Don't judge a fighter by his size, judge him by his technique. Look at that footwork. This Tento is a fighter for opponent. Yeah, but do you see how he punches? He's tickling the man. Banalocus will crush him like a twig. Tento, it's your turn, Toe. Remember, if you can dupe him into stepping to his left, you will get advantage, and I'll say you deal 4 damage instead of 2. Additionally, if you can get him and I will, like, invent whatever you want to do. For this moment, throw out, like, the limitations of, like, you are Tento, you are small, your enemy is large, your objective is to either get him ring out, or get his ass on the ground and keep it there. Whatever you think Tento would do to cheat. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it would take,
Does he have a belt?
it would take 20 rounds of successful
Does he-
hits. He He does have a like rope tied around that he didn't take off because he kept his pants on. Yeah.
Can I take that?
Oh, you want to steal? Okay, give me a sleight of hand to steal the belt.
That's a bonus action.
You whip his rope belt off, but hue and cry and laughter break out as he falls prone.
Can I tie him up?
Oh shit! Yeah, so you're going to have to make this an attack, a melee attack, but it'll be an advantage because he's prone. Okay. You hit him. You are tying him up. Now he's going to get to contest you. At your choice of athletics, or I'll let you do this with acrobatics because you're tying him with a rope. Oh.
Okay, I don't think it matters. Yeah, it didn't
Okay.
matter.
Do you try and get on him, or you're just standing? Yeah, I mean you have.
I do try to get like on him because I don't. Not quite sure how else I would tie him.
Okay, you're on him trying to tie him up. He's absolutely moving too fluidly. He's on his back. He's at a disadvantage. He tries to fucking headbutt you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hits.
He succeeds. He deals 5 damage, but you're not. He doesn't move you with that. But he does now try to kick you. And you guys are going to contest. Again, athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, he manages to kick you up off of him. You've got the rope. He stands back up. It's your turn.
Does his pants fall without that belt? Or did he actually get properly sized pants?
Yes, slightly oversized pants. They're beginning to sag.
Can I like slide under his legs and pull his pants?
Give me an acrobatics followed by a sleight of hand. You slide under, utilizing the gap in his thigh guard. You pants him. He is now down to just his sumo wrestler diaper, and everyone's.
I thought his pants would be like. I didn't want to take him off. I just want to pull them down and pull on the.
You
make him trip.
You have him under the ankles. You tripped him. He's on the ground again.
And let's try this tying up again.
All right, attack with advantage.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
He misses AC by 1.
I'm missing by 1.
Okay, you guys see Tento is struggling. He's almost got it. He's just got to move a little more to the right. More to the right. Does anybody say or do anything at this juncture? If not, then yeah, you barely failed to.
He's just like looking off to the side, knowing he's the only one that can feasibly do anything right now.
He attempts to buck you off again, rolling in that 20.
I mean, technically, Twist of Fate, we never really discussed if there's a verbal.
Damn it! This man rolled
there is
2 20s.
Tento, the left nut.
I don't think that's gonna help. I mean, it isn't that 20.
Yeah, so you managed to swivel your knee over his groin and.
So there, just remember, nat 20 doesn't mean an auto success on every D20 roll.
Yeah, because it's not an attack.
That's only for attacks.
Okay.
And death saves.
Yeah, so because you did so well, Zion's ringside advice manages to bring you over.
Jesus, man, this man rolled 2 20s. Okay, well I got him tied up.
To be fair, he also rolled a 1, so.
Yeah, he also rolled a 1 at some point. Now what do I do?
Now this is his turn. He's failed to get you off of him. You just need to ensure that at the end of his turn, he's still on the ground. You do have, you don't have him tied up, but you do have him on the ground. One more turn. The guard is counting down. 6, 7, 8, and everyone's going crazy. Someone's gonna be Ben Locust. He's a halfling. He's a third his size. He's spry. Look at his moves.
So you say he's not tied up, he's just on the ground?
He's not tied up, he's just on the ground under you. You haven't been able to tie him up yet.
Okay. I guess I'll try tying up now.
Attack with advantage.
Percy, please. Oh my gosh!
Oh, you dive into the dirt.
Move your left foot a little bit to the right. Dig in.
Zion,
it's like
best
on his-
coach.
Yeah.
It's like Tento is reading the IKEA furniture for wrestling, explaining it to Tento, and Tento's like this with the peg.
I think to imagine that Zion was just imagining calibrating his new robot, and that's like what.
You do succeed. Okay, now get one more contest. He's getting 21.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's not quite rope tied.
Well, okay, it's his turn.
Banalocus beneath you growls angry and tries to headbutt you one more time.
Oh.
Yeah,
Plus.
that's on the dot.
Oh right, you forgot. Have less armor. Damn it.
Well,
Delivering
Yeah,
12
14.
bludgeoning damage,
I'm gonna have that.
and
Jesus Christ.
you twist and turn, but you still take a patunk from his skull. He's rising up. You're holding him down. You've got the rope, and this is giving you advantage. Make an athletics or acrobatics to keep him down. Oh, he's got 10, 11, 12, and Benelucas is and he,
Jesus.
yeah. Tento, do you desist?
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
yeah,
Christ.
Benelucas heaves on the ground, staring daggers at you, and Gregorian says, "Goyer and I are to be wed. It was announced in the circle, and now my challenger defeated." Benelucas spits on the dirt, and there's a great woo, and the guard says, "Benelucas, do not dishonor this field." And Benelucas says, "This is a scam. These out-of-town mercenary was guided by a thing made of metal. And you call this a legitimate contest? You did not voice your concern until after you lost.
Why
Be
is this
careful
so
to not
freaking
further
hard?
dishonor yourself." Benelucas scowls and points to Doira and says, "I will never approve." And goes back to his house, slamming the door. And Gregorian says, I can't thank you enough. Please, take one of my sheep." And Doira says, "But Gregorian, we need them for, you know." And he's like, "Well, but they've done so much for us. I mean, you see what he did to Tento? I would have been...
My head
Tento, you do
hurts.
feel the bruising."
Yeah, I was like, my head hurts. That
Tento's
guy has
fine.
that guy has
He
a
just
head.
needs to take a nap and
that
he'll be
guy's
back to
head
himself.
is like made of steel. Like what the fuck?
Says, "Yes, my father has a very strict diet of goat milk and exercise."
So like, is there any more substance to that, or is it just goat milk?
Well, he also eats a lot of grain.
Okay. You know, it's working out for him. He's got a very good diet.
Well, yes, he is quite fit. The guard walks up and says, "Oh, travelers, welcome to our village. It seems you have been given an Ischydonian greeting, and you have a worthy champion with you. What brings you to our crossroads? On to do trade further inland?" He eyes your cart.
Yes. You're heading to.
The woman, by the way, who implored you to save him, Cabancho, leans in and gives you a firm handshake. Say, "Thank you so much, stranger. I didn't even catch your name." And pressed into the handshake is a pouch with 10 gold.
How do I do this? I'm gonna grip her hand and say, "My name is Cabancho," and I try to leave the gold in her hand.
She takes your meaning nod and says, "I will speak well of Cabancho, the honest Anorak and his strong companions, who travels the land doing the right thing." Wait,
If you
are
still
you?
wish
She
to
looks around and
tip
says, "Are you the Shade of the Mountain?"
Yeah.
I take a quick glance at Tento and Lonnie and like, we're not wanted here, right? And if they don't respond with anything, like, yes.
Oh, Tez's gonna shrug. It's like, I don't know.
I had
speak to a lot of
heard
people.
that there was a new group in Safu province. There are many stories. They say you even have a castle. Well, we are honored to have such generous and noble guests. And
If you still wish to provide a tip, I I think Tanto will appreciate a few coins, maybe not as much as
Yeah.
what you try to hand
Yeah,
me.
she flips Tento a gold and says, "Good fighting." And everyone's like, "Yeah." And the people kind of crowd in and say, "Wow, where'd you learn that technique? Great job using the rope." And one of the guys comes up to
The
Zion
Textico
and says,
pantsing someone.
comes up to Zion and says, "Are you a pancration, coach? You really seem to have a knack for strategy."
He just reads a lot,
Indeed.
or it just reads a lot.
Oh, a learned man, individual, of course. And like the peasants all gather up, and the guard leans into Tento and says, "Between you and me, I'd have some caution traveling the land, getting into rings. Of course, our village is all above board, but there were fatalities, ill-explained, during the spring games."
You know what? So if really, go on.
Yes. I wasn't there myself. He gesticulates to the tower. I am, of course, stationed here, but I heard it from the miller's boy. He was there in the front row. Of course, they have you step into the circle, the sacred circle, and drink the elixir, such that none can hold any magical boon. Yet despite it, this man stepped in with what appeared to be a red hue to his eyes, like a devil. And his body would not sit still, like he was twitching for the fight. His muscles and veins bulged in a fashion most unnatural, and his strength was that of 10 men. He fractured the skull of one opponent with a glancing blow, not unlike the ones you took when you so expertly rolled your opponent's punches. Yes, they say that afterwards, the man was found to be shaking and feverish. Foul play is suspected, but the means have not yet been divined. It was determined that he, of course, could have consumed no potion, or the elixir would have purged it.
Where is this Miller's boy?
And he points him out, and it's this guy who's eager to see you says, "Wow, that was one of the best fights I've ever seen!" And he says, "Boy, tell Tento here about what you've seen." He's like, "Oh, sure, but can I ride in your wagon? It looks so cool. You have horses. Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, you can go right in the wagon. I'll join you.
Okay. Do you take the miller's boy?
I shoot Kabancho, or sorry, I shoot Tento a stare, but
He's
I
just
don't.
going
I
on
don't
the
stop him.
wagon.
Yeah, his name is John. The two ends.
Lonnie
John with two
will go to Huffington and just say, "It's okay. I still love you."
Huffington leans in. No,
He wants to see the
"Hey,"
wagon,
looks
not
at
the
Tento.
horse.
So does
So-
Lumi stare at Lonnie at this time?
Lumi rolls her eyes. She's used to it. The guard looks kind of like uncomfortable at Lumi, but Lumi looks back and the guard says, "Well, you look like a pretty well-behaved wolf, so no trouble with me." Lumi is kind of like, wags her tongue at him.
John, please tell what happened in the summer
Oh,
games
of
again.
course. And Kabancho, do you drive the wagon as this conversation happens?
Are we driving it? I thought we were leaving it here. I thought we were still talking to peoples.
He does. He wants a ride in the wagon.
Oh, I can ride this wagon. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Okay, give me a vehicle.
Oh,
proficiency
I will
check.
stop you if you try to drive it.
Kabancho, would you mind giving us a little once around the village, please? He wants to see how it's like riding in a wagon.
Sure.
Like, wow, this is great. I hate pulling carts full of wheat,
Oh yeah.
especially flour though. That stuff's heavy.
Hey, Tento, who's this kid and where are his parents?
His parents are
Yeah, I mean his parents are.
parents
like,
are over there. There's this point over there
Yeah, his parents live
in
in
the
town.
Yeah,
You just point towards a crowd of people,
Yeah,
Just over there.
over there.
Yeah.
and
No,
they
he's
know
got
that
some-
he's getting into a stranger's carts and gonna ride with them for a little bit.
Look, it was a different time back
Why
then,
do you make it
okay?
sound so weird? Are you okay?
To clarify,
It
It was a
Yeah.
different time.
Yeah.
he's like a late teen. You suspect he's allowed to loiter in places unsupervised.
Are you like? Why do you make it sound weird?
Because you invited him.
Amazing.
That hurts.
So do you take him? You take him for a ride, or actually, do you not? Does Cabancho feel unsafe?
I would have given him a ride.
All right, give me a vehicle proficiency to give him a ride around town, and John, happily tells you, yeah. So there's this guy, right? And he's a nobody in the circuit. I don't even know where he qualified. I think one of the southern cities. And he comes up and he starts laying out people way over his weight class. And he doesn't do a lot of... Yes, please. He doesn't do a lot of, grappling, which you'd expect. It's Pancration after all. More about the striking and occasionally the choking. And wow, his strength was incredible. Woo! I'm loving this cart ride.
I'm loving this cart ride.
And yeah, so anyway, he didn't have a very refined technique, but he seemed like he was fine at punching people. He seemed tough, like maybe a soldier. Anyway, this guy, after he won his first round the normal way, when he showed up, he was like shaking and his eyes a bit red. He beat his first opponent and broke his leg with a strike that didn't seem strong enough to do it. People complained, but it wasn't enough for people to really test him. It wasn't until he fractured that guy's skull and he wound up dying that things got really looked into. Apparently there were some other suspicious things.
Were there...
Apparently there was this pale woman who threw her opponent and sent him sailing 10 times as far as she should have been able to. I don't know what happened with her, but yeah, it was. There were some other deaths. I mean, people died sometimes in Pancration. It is all forest after all, but yeah, it was really weird. They had to call off the spring games because of an investigation. There was a priest there. He seemed really important.
You haven't catching the name of this priest, or?
And I don't know that, but I do know that he's a priest of Ilios.
Does that ring a bell?
You know religion, but he says he was looking into it because they were seeing if there was any magic involved. You're not particularly familiar with the name Ilios. Cabancho could roll it too if you cared to.
Join me in the failure.
But yeah, you guys go for a ride around town with John, and John basically tells you, yeah, there were these fatalities at the games. He saw the dude, and he really seemed like something was different about him after his first fight, and like his eyes were a bit puffy and red, and almost maybe like he'd been crying, but not like there were no signs of tears, but his eyes were just too wet. And in fact, he thinks about it, says his pupils were a little dilated too, like his eyes were big discs.
Do I recognize any of these signs as anything in particular, or symptoms as anything in particular?
Arcana or medicine?
What am I better at? I'm better at medicine. Apparently, I'm not better at medicine. Never mind. I'm wrong.
Cabancho could also make the test if you cared to. Cabancho, some of the guys on the caravan duty were tougher sorts. They done some pit fighting, and they never brought this stuff with them, but they did talk about something that people used to do to get better odds in a fight. There's a certain red flower that grows only in more arid hills. When crushed and mixed with something else, they didn't know the particulars, you could drop it into your eye. It would give you great strength, but you'd be sick afterwards. You'd need to rest for about a week before you could recover. And people who started to do it more than once a month quickly grew feverish and their bodies gave out.
Jesus.
Yeah, and so it sounds pretty familiar to the stories that those pit fighters told you. Like, and important note here that they would bring up is there's nothing magic about the herb. So trying to detect magic or magical effects doesn't matter. it'll throw up negative because there is no magic being done.
Mhm.
Not like a potion or something.
Thank you, John, for
Of course.
your story.
Well, thank you for the ride. I should probably go check on the mill. I have to go tell my dad about the fact that Ban and Locust got beat. Oh, thank you so much, Tento and Kabancho and all of you. And he runs
Just
off.
wait. I'm gonna toss him the gold
He
coin.
catches. He's like, "Oh my gosh, it's real gold!" And he runs
It's
off.
for the stories.
Thank
Thank you.
And yeah, Gregorian and Dora by this point have away to the house of Gregorian. After Gregorian has thanked you all very profusely and invited you to the wedding, and people sort of go about their day again. The guard returns to loitering outside the tower. Some sheep bray in the distance.
Yeah, Kibancho would also try to turn down the sheep. I don't know if anyone wants
No.
a sheep.
Yeah.
I thought we said no.
You graciously decline.
I thought we said no already. Okay, yeah.
Did
no,
we? I can't
definitely.
remember.
You graciously
I thought we did.
decline, and the talk of town, because it's a pretty small town and you hear it reverberating off the buildings, is that the strange fetchers with the cart declined all payment and saved Gregorian from getting the shit beat out of him by Vanilocus.
What an interesting story. That seems like, I mean, I guess we're here to investigate that. That's interesting. Ugh. All right.
So this has happened around midday. It's the morning. You've arrived in Stravos. It's the morning. There is absolutely a clean shot to Ishigoros. It's 40 miles away, though. I have a question. Lonnie, are you laying down some funky beats?
Can Bonnie still play
To
the funky beats?
get there, I don't see a reason to not. So
All right, yeah, you whip out the shamisen, you chill in the wagon, and also for completeness sake, for old time's sake, while this really is the beginning of High Road all over again, you're gonna roll the performance and give us the land vehicle test, dexterity based.
Wait a second. This isn't like like the beginning of High Road. That's too high for Shin.
Hey, I already have my shit rolls, okay?
Oh shit! I forgot their map objects. I moved the town with you.
Well, we also lost all vision of map objects too.
I'm also
Am I allowed to
very.
sing with the Shimise? Can I sing along?
Yes, you can sing along.
I'm also very curious. Did the letter actually say vampire?
Yeah.
It didn't say the word vampire, but it used a euphemism that means vampire.
Okay, I was like trying to find it.
I
and
guess
was
you
like-
gave us a TLDR because it definitely says vampire.
I gave you a TLDR one.
Yeah, we gave
Yeah.
it to you. I was reading the actual thing. I was like, I think this could maybe mean vampire, but I'm not sure. Also, just a reminder for people: the letter says that we should be discreet. So
Mm-hmm. I just asked what happened that day. That is
Yeah.
it.
yeah, I know. I'm just like saying a reminder because it's been a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, can you
Not
guys see
saying that you
stuff?
didn't.
Can you guys see stuff now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, not when I hover over it. It just disappears. That's weird.
Something wrong with Hexmap. Because we seem to have this problem in Hexmap. This is a brand new map. It's not an old.
I'm burninating the countryside by hovering over them.
Amazing. You guys ride on to Emporopol. There's a larger town. It still has a circle and a tower. You'll note that it seems that this is a pretty consistent trend. You roll on by. It seems like nobody pays you too much mind. There's a bit of a bridge that you roll under, and
Pro wrestling.
people note your path. Yeah, well, the declarations of marriage, pro wrestling, that sort of thing. So yeah, you pass through the town of Emporopol, learning little more than its name, and you arrive at the riverbanks and cross the bridge near Iraxanos, which you do not get off of the road to go visit. And then finally, on the horizon, you see. Where can I put this that isn't partially covered with? You guys can see this map object, right?
Yeah, but if you move anything, it disappears. Oh, are you talking about the town like snip?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, so you see the town in the distance, and a tall acropolis as well. By this point, the sun is hanging low. But you have made grand time, and only 2 days into being in Ischydonian, you arrive in Ischydoros. Travel zone. Yeah, you approach the city gates. There are a lot of soldiers on the walls. This isn't one with... Oh god, yeah it is, sorry. Finally, your fingers rest after a long journey of strumming, Lonnie, and the group has arrived. The guards take note of you, and one of them steps forward and says, "Oh there, you approach armored with wagon. Be you merchants?"
We are just travelers, and the road have been got to take precaution.
Traveler, what brings you to Ischydoros?
The land that we have yet to visit, and the summer games had brought our attention to it. So
He nods and says, "Ah, yes, the archery contest. Well," he steps aside, looking you over, and says, "You may proceed." And do you take note of Zion and Zion's machine? But they don't quite say anything. You guys enter into the city. You see vast villas, towering buildings, and fine red and orange tile roof. But in the distance, you see the Acropolis, its own walled hill at the heart of the city. Making your way there, you enter the market. There is the smell of olives, olive oil, wine, fresh dates, apples, wheat, baked bread, and more. Many folk are out, and they all try to flag you down upon seeing you enter, offering you fine jewelries and beads, and why don't you enjoy my sweet rolls? There are many merchants, and you also see a 2-story building that seems staggered with storefronts.
So what happened?
You're now in basically a shopping district.
Yeah,
and we need to figure out what we're gonna do next.
yeah. Well, you see the Acropolis, and you know that that is where you've been summoned. You're making your way there to go meet the person who would employ you.
Yeah, I think we just head straight there.
Yeah.
Also, the still funky vision thing.
Yeah, so
Can only see exactly the token.
let me give you better vision in general. Well, what's your dark vision?
Cabanchos?
Yeah, or you don't have it.
I do. I
Has-
have 90 feet of dark vision.
Sure. And
90.
90.
sure. And I'm gonna also remove that feature from the map. Oh yeah, so you guys can see all over, and there's quite a few merchants out. They're gawking all sorts of wares, and there seems to be also quite a few arrows and corals for sale. And people are in particular trying to sell some very fine bows that are all like marked from certain woods, and people are upselling them. It even says, "This was taken from a tree in far and dangerous Kokoloi forest, and crafted with the runes of strange druid tribes that travel the land."
I like to think it's a bunch of those like S things that you made like in elementary school,
Yeah.
carved along it.
Yeah,
And I just like try to take a peek and see if he's like bullshitting.
a cursory glance at the object he is proudly displaying indicates that it's kind of hard to tell whether or not the wood's from Kokoloi Forest. It's not impossible you saw trees that color, but the scritches and scratches in it look like someone sort of made them nonsensically.
No hidden druid messages there.
Nope.
Gonna roll her eyes.
Alright, so, you guys finish up. Or rather, you guys don't do any shopping at the moment. Do you want to head for the top of the city?
Yeah. Nothing really else to detour on.
Um,
Are we supposed to be discreet about this too, or do you think it's okay?
I don't know how we can just be discreet about moving a wagon and going up a mountain with two armored figures.
I assume a certain level of discreet is not going to be accomplished because they knew of our group and they asked us to come here.
Oh, he's just gonna shrug like,
yeah, so you're traveling. Figure. You approach. You come up. There is, of course, like grass to either side of you, and there are the stairs up. You ascend. You actually have to leave the cart because they're not cart friendly stairs.
Challenge
I
accepted.
would love to see some cart friendly stairs one day though.
And
Dude, that sounds hilarious.
the guards up ahead say, "Oh, you approach the Acropolis. On what basis do you seek to enter the most sacred heart of our city?"
Bonnie or I guess Bonnie's gonna ask like, we did bring the letter, right?
Yeah, of course
I
we
would
did.
assume so.
So you
I
want
guess we will find the letter and
who
show
has it?
Yeah, and they go guard steps forward and says, "I see the seal of the annex. Yes. Well then." He nods and says, "To the palace, to the Sunrise Palace," and he points his spear in a certain direction across a brilliant blue, light blue and white marble checkered exterior courtyard area.
So are we at the wrong place, or he pointed us somewhere inside?
He points you to he points you inside of the Acropolis. No, they do look you over, and one of them kind of like looks at this guy and says, "We are not disarming you, however. Be aware that we only extend you this courtesy as you are guests of the annex." And yeah, I presume Tento is still riding Hoofington, but the other horses are down there.
We
Yeah.
appreciate the trust, and we will not betray it. Right, Tento?
Good. We'll betide
Oh
all
my god,
those
we
who
gotta bring me
do.
into this.
So,
Because you are part of us.
you are ushered into a brilliant structure with tall, elegant pillars. And yeah, there's a resounding sound as Zion and Zion's creation walk. There's no darkness here, so let me fix that. It is getting late by the time you arrive. And you see, lounging on some furniture, 4 figures. Wait a minute. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't... Oh no. Alright. I'm gonna replace the map beneath you. Don't worry. You'll see a feature in a second.
Oh shit, are we gonna fall into the void?
You see 4 people before you. A tiefling, 2 humans, or a tiefling and 3 humans. Let me
Is the second only the second tiefling ever that's not trying to kill us?
perhaps the woman there was a large, strong woman with gray hair being fed grapes by a mustached man. He looks up at you and just it says, "Ah." She stands wiping her mouth and says, "The shade of the mountain. Come, recline with me in the palace of the sunrise." The northern wall of this, this room breaks off with no eastern wall, rather. Ignore the normal map sense, it's rotated. And you see out into the distance. You suspect that when the sun rises, the sun would come perfectly along a channel through the middle of this room. And there are stairs leading up to the northern side. And they are lounging in around the chairs, stairs and various furniture. You note that one woman is eyeing you. Well, you could roll insight if you wanted to see how she's eyeing. But yeah, the okay, she's not happy to. She's very appraising a hostile fashion. You also note that her coat bears the golden flower of the Safu clan. Yeah, Tento, you can tell that she's trying to figure out your loyalty. And she has a negative suspicion. And if you do anything to suggest that she's right, she'll latch on to it. She's definitely watching you like a hawk.
With a very warm welcome.
Mm.
So we're here to investigate something?
And just yes, come, approach, join us on the steps. I would speak with you at length. And you have had a long journey. Shade of the mountain.
Oh.
Lumi's paws are a little cold, clacking across the marble.
Click.
Because I probably don't trim her nails, because wolf.
Their nails are
Robot
so
friend. Robot friend, you want to join us?
Robot friend
Beep, boop,
also
bop.
approaches. Choo. There's lots of guards and servants off through these nearby doors. Some of them kind of like lean in when they see that there's a lot of armed people here. But Eliana walks up and holds out her hand and says, "Leave us. Close the doors and ensure there are no eavesdroppers." Guards nod and step out. To be clear, like 6 guards, 3 to either side, step in. And then step out. During the doors, and the large doors to your south are closed as well. Tiefling walks forward and says, "Ah, yes. So these are the mercenaries. It seems the second letter has caught their attention. I told you should let me help you write it." She, casually whips at his coat and says, "Perhaps you're right, Woe." Tomas says, "I'm not sure I feel about a mercenary company that has never served in a war." Well, good thing I'm not hiring them to go to war then, isn't it? Tomas sort of like grumbles and says, "Always with your highborn games, my love." And he nods. Mari says, after a moment of looking you all over, "We'll see how suitable they are. Of course." Eliana walks up and says, "Come, we have grapes and wine and much to discuss." He looks over all of you and then back at Cabancho and gives you a quizzical look and says, "Cabancho, I presume? Cabancho Akechi?"
Yes, I am Kavancho.
"Ah. I heard reports I thought reliable that you were dead."
There's been a lot of misinformation running around, and we too are also trying to collect our own not investigation. Make sure we have the right information so we can spread the truth instead of the rumors.
"Well, it should seem that you're a hard man to kill then. A good quality. You will be going up against enemies with similar situations." She nods, and Tomas produces a... Did we lose someone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Casey said that her setup just froze.
Oh shit, alright, well, I'm gonna pop out the map real quick because there's a feature that I added to the map that isn't here, so let me just pop it out and then maybe... Yep. Okay. So there's like a channel with like a bridge over it, right? Such that like the sun as it first rises would jut through.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and yeah, she looks you up and down. And she says, "And this is Tento, fabled cunning thief." We have heard tales of your wiles. Oh, we can't hear you, Darren.
I say, hey, hopefully only the good ones.
Ah, yes. I heard that you stole quite a few jewels back in Angkor. And, Obi Salt says, I also heard that you stole quite a bit from the Brass Eye Citadel while you were there. I'm sure they had fascinating accoutrements.
What did I steal from them?
Amari looks out over all of you and says, and of course, a well-served Clan Tessin. No?
I mean, yes? I'm not quite sure what you want us to say to that.
And she says, I like to know the intentions of people who would deal with my lover.
You hired us for a job, so we're gonna do a job.
And, Eliana waves a hand and says, my dear, I know it pains you, but as Tento has just told you, they are mercenaries. They work for coin. Their castle is surrounded by Tessin. And they enjoy his friendship. Yes, well. Much friendship is enjoyed by gregarious people like yourselves. She leans in a little more conspiratorially, and Tomas produces a scroll case with a map with 3 points marked. And she says, woe be salt, if you would be so kind. And he says, of course, my love, and snaps his fingers. And when he snaps his fingers, a green eldritch light sort of like glows from the center of the room.
Ooh, that is bright.
Yeah, and she says, step into the light, and the people will not be able to hear or see what we discuss.
That's a cool trick.
Amari comes down to the bottom level.
That's better than the 5 feet isolation zone we usually have.
You know,
you just in a 5 foot of isolation.
You know, as Amari
You
steps
dissing on
to
it?
move, she has her Yumi with her, although it is not presently. It is a long and elegant thing, and honestly, it appears to be of perfect balance and fine craftsmanship. No match for, none of those pittances sold in the marketplace, anything like a match for hers.
Oh, so it's actually like a real one. Gotcha.
Yes. And come together, she points to the map and she says, there have been disturbances. And deaths tied to intrigue. The spring games. As you're no doubt aware, the summer games involving archery are going on here. I need to ensure no more irregularities, but more importantly, rest of the foes beneath my realm. He looks out into the distance, sort of longingly, says, I must have the affairs of my house in order. Turns back and says, soon. You have traveled this far. I will tell you in full what you go against before I hear your answer, as to whether or not you will take the job. But know that I offer you no less than 10,000 gold in bars, coins, jewels, and other delights.
Jesus.
In addition, of course, to my friendship.
That's a lot of gold.
Here is the present situation. She points to 3 marks on the map. And she says, there have been disturbances. Strange golden lights coming from a field. And she points to what appears to be a middle of nowhere field outside of a large town. The fallen House Miktros' family mausoleum has begun to howl at night. Points there, and she says, there is a deep and fulminating fog that begins to cling around the Temple of the Sun. And she points to another point. I have had my dear Woby Salt divine the cause of these problems. He has seen something most disturbing. Woby Salt nods, and with blank, white, milky eyes says, yes, vampires. No mistake. The bloodsuckers. The ones who go bump in the night. Need an invitation to come in your house.
Oh, so that part is true.
Indeed.
So,
Thomas says, we should burn them out and be done with it. We cannot disturb sacred sites so freely, my love, Eliana says, but I as always love your fighting spirit, my dear.
Zion has been reading the 2 books it brought.
Yes.
I don't know how. Should I roll?
I would say that
See.
just like anybody who reads the book would know that yes, they do require invitation to enter your domicile. They might get indigestion if they consume garlic, but it's probably not going to work on its own.
Indigestion.
Holy symbols on their own cannot repel most vampires, but there are recorded exceptions who are very vulnerable to that technique. Flowing bodies of water are very bad for vampires. They don't care about crossing over them most of the time, but if they fall in them, they have a bad time. If they do not regularly consume enough blood, they will enter into a hibernatory state.
Okay.
They will normally awaken if they can smell blood in the vicinity, but they will be in a frenzied state and attempt to immediately reach and consume. Otherwise, you can roll me an Arcana to do research with the book with advantage because you have the book. I might get you more.
Ooh, vampires.
So, oh yeah, you get a bit more. You know that the holy symbol situation is normally, if they were deeply associated with the religion in life, the holy symbol has effect on them. In addition to that, sources of radiant damage prevent their regeneration. So if you can deal radiant damage to them, you can prevent them from regenerating. And of course, I mean, you knew this just default, but the sun fucks them up. Additionally, you know that some very powerful vampires have ways to temporarily cheat the effects of the sun and running water. But they have to be very powerful. Normally they're ancient. So yes, strange sounds from the house. Ichtros mausoleum. Golden lights from the remote field, and dark fulminating mists around the Temple of the Sun. In addition, she says that she believes everyone killed in the Spring Games were part of a particular faction. Friends of or proponents of the League being granted trade charter in Ischydonian. And she thinks that's a major. I think that's a major clue. I don't care much either way if the League manages to find their place here or not. I await the consideration of my nobles before I make the decision. But you should know, wherever coin is involved, things get deadly.
Yeah.
You guys had vaguely heard of the League. Bento, you've probably encountered their guards before. The League is a merchant organization, and it's kind of like a pseudo corporate, like an oldie corporation. The merchants pay money to be part of it, and they use their collective resources to operate sometimes entire guard caravans and ships. And I mean, in some places they have practically a private army. They're not very well expanded into this part of the Empire, but it sounds like they're trying to be.
To be like the Trade Federation and Star Wars.
Yeah, you know that Lord Landgraf Safu had one of their emissaries thrown into the River Opus after insinuating that he could buy an embassy, and the Landgraf took great offense. That he thought that gold would take land from him. So you know, in like Tessin, you don't know what Ryu and Akari are doing, but historically the Tessin clan has wanted nothing to do with them. And they're always trying to get in Actigoros, and the Senate has banned them.
Mm-hmm.
But Ischydonia is all around Actigoros, putting you really close to the trade coming in and out of it. So, you know. So that's that detail. He says, I would freely tell you whatever you would know that might assist you in your investigation, but be forewarned. There is one more feature at play. A feature that I fear means I need a sharp, precise weapon that my enemy does not see coming. There are rumors of an organization. We do not know its name. We do not know its whereabouts. But an organization of the undead.
Ooh. Interesting.
I believe they collaborate in Ischydonia Mixtros to bring about... He trails off and says, well, our interrupted communications indicated that they are attempting to grow their ranks.
Ah, they're starting to spread.
Indeed. We must smoke out these wasps, where they can sting more of my subjects. Now, she has a spear, like, over one shoulder casually. She taps it on the ground and leans it forward. It's a long thing, perhaps 7 feet long. It sparks a little with lightning. And she says, ooh. Now, I would love to take the fight to them directly and crush them with the light of day. However, I have listened to my concubines. Tomas says, I like the black. And Tamari says, when hunting, you need dogs to scare the game from the brush. She has a arrow in her hand. You don't remember her drawing from anywhere in particular. She twirls it idly, looking at you, and she says, she grabs it then in overhanded stabbing formation and says, you need to flush them out into the open. She then whips through the air so that we can catch them. They are old and paranoid and have spent most of their miserable existences planning countermeasures. They need to not see you coming and not predict your angle of approach. They're expecting us. They're expecting the priesthood. They're expecting soldiers. They're not expecting the shade of the mountain. But a mountain has fickle shade, and perhaps with just a little falling of the sun, they'll find themselves burning in it. Woe Besalt says, Amari speaks true. You are to be our bloodhounds. We need you to sniff out these locations, but act with great discretion and decisiveness. They will probably not be timed to contact us for reinforcements. If the enemy becomes aware of your position, you'll need to eliminate them wherever you find them. Now, I would stress that technically speaking, it is not illegal to be a vampire in the Albardian Empire. Nor do I bear those so cursed any particular ill will, Eliana chimes in. So, we would urge that you not be too hasty. Just because someone is a vampire does not mean that you need to kill them. However, it is illegal to make more vampires. It is illegal to feed upon the blood of another that is not freely given. We have reason to believe this group is doing both in a systemic manner. The penalty for both is death. Eliana, with a casual flourish of her wrist, says, I extend to you all the warrant to carry out justice.
Ooh.
So to clarify, you are hiring us to investigate these sites and expose these people, not particularly to eliminate them ourselves.
Eliana says, I'm afraid it's a little more complicated than that. As my dear love Hamari has told you, we need you to flush them out. And yes, we will help destroy them. However, the ringleaders need to die. I need you to put an end to these problems decisively. It's possible, if you rely on them being flushed into our ranks, they will slip away, and we won't have an easy way of quickly ascertaining where they fled. I need you to catch the most important members, and either deliver them to me yourself, or destroy them. Dead or alive, they cannot be allowed to flee. As for, he gesticulates middlingly, the middling ranks, the lieutenants, the lower levels, the fledglings, I trust your discretion. You have got great success. First, in dealing with the Horn and finding diplomatic solutions with your enemy. And then, in Cathadak, delivering sure victory for the righteous cause over a weak and arrogant tyrant who had brought power through poison. You are the shade of the mountain. Your reputation precedes you, a fast rising star. Let us see your bright light burn out the infestation. And you will earn your 10,000 and friendship. But no, I am not hiring you for a spy report. I do expect you to bring me them dead or alive. Those who are in charge of this organization.
All right.
Good.
And determine if those behind the events at the Spring Games are in fact vampires. And anything else that you can dig up. If they are, consider them part of your job. If they're not, give us a full report and we'll do.
So, a real quick question: is there any particular reason why you think it's the vampires are involved with the? Where that was involved with the Spring Games?
Woebesalt says the priests performed an autopsy on one of the killers who we tracked down and were unfortunately very gentle with. He looks at Tomas and Tomas says, I said, stab that man. I didn't say, stab that man until he stops moving. He stopped after the first one. That's my fault. Yeah, well, as I said, discretion is valued. We performed an autopsy, and he had signs of... How do I put this? Sanguine irregularities. You're second to a level 1 Greek raid with party 13. Hello! Oh my goodness!
Hello.
Hey, Raiders! Welcome! Raiders, welcome! You join us in the hall of... not the sun. Right. As the sun sets. Problem DD, thank you so much for the 7 months sub. Thank you, Matt. Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great Candlekeep Mysteries adventure. Go check out Level 1 Geek if you haven't. They're a wonderful D&D channel. And they do other games too. They do indie games. And they're all wonderful. Yes. Oh my gosh, I just known. Ah! Hey, Kai, you got a sub. The Eliana Kirkos is here, and she has, to be clear, she's human, but her crown has little minotaur horns on it. And she wears it well. She has her long spear in hand. Amari eyes you, still twirling her arrow. Tomas behind his love. Wobi salts across from his love on the pillar. Eliana says, so, are there any other details you would ask me before you accept this job? I do not want you to sign up for something that you would not agree to otherwise. After all, I seek to extend you my friendship, and I would not mislead my friends.
Is there anything you can give us that would help us bypass any local guards that might hamper our investigation?
She nods and says, of course. I shall grant you the seal of House Kirkos. Make it known that... My goodness, Matt, again, thank you. Make it known that you are acting as my agents. However, I will not send the word ahead to most guards. That would give you away, but I assure you, the paper and seal that I will send you with will ensure their cooperation.
Man, I get like 2 of these things now. I'm just collecting these things.
Why do you immediately assume you get to hold this?
Because I have one already.
A hype train is...
Why wouldn't I hold this?
Or the second last person to hold this.
Is the
And
first one
Wait,
you?
who's the last?
I have a question. Are you guys having this argument in character?
Yeah, I like to think we're in character for this.
Eliana says,
That
"Oh,
sounds funny.
I can give you all seals. Worry not." Yeah,
Oh, are you still gonna lean over like, who's the last?
yes, Tento. I have heard that you have received a letter of friendship from the Tessans to guard you against any pesky bounty hunters who might come out to you in their lands. And Hamari says, how unsurprisingly like the Fan clan. And Eliana says, my dear, perhaps it is too great a burden for you to... No, I'm fine. I'll watch. She is watching you very intently. Says, you must forgive, my dear Hamari. I extended to Clan Tessin, and I tell you this in confidence as friends. And trust leaves not this circle. She looks around at you before adding, a non-aggression pact. To Tessin, in secret. I know this comes as a surprise. The Tessin clan and House Kirkos have been at odds for generations. But I respect Ryo Nakari's older sister's sacrifice. She gave her life for a decisive victory. And brought to her peace for it. I think anyone who overlooks what Clan Tessin has done for the Empire and the Circle is frankly an ingrate and a fool without honor. However, my dear, it was of course a sad and cowardly act to surprise attack their ancient ally, the Safu clan. But I make no move against Clan Tessin. As indeed, we are bound by our mutual non-aggression pact. We both have our... She looks out again, down the trench, under the bridge, out into the fields of wheat and the river and the horizon beyond. Our eyes set on other adventure. And yeah, she turns back to you and says, we will of course provide you with seals and papers that will prove that you are acting as our agents. Do not flash them until you feel it is necessary. Word will travel fast.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
You know,
With the information being provided, you can get started.
excellent. Well, You are welcome to stay as my guests. I have invited several people here as part of the spring games. As such, your arrival will be taken without as much note. You will simply be one of several groups invited to dine with me. And if we should have private dining or visit the bathhouse together from occasion to occasion, well, so will I with others. In this way, you will be able to keep me reliably informed and make any further requests that are necessary in the course of your investigation. She looks around and says, "Oh," and he points at the suit of armor and says, is that a new member of your company? I was given to understand there was only one person such as Zion."
Oh, it is one of my creations.
Ah. Woby Salt takes great interest and says, "Ah, yes. You are clearly an artificer of some skill. I am surprised I had not heard of your deeds sooner." Woby
Yeah.
Salt examines it and says, "This is fascinating work." And, takes note of it and nods approvingly. Eliana says, "Well, you have arrived at the Palace of Sunrise. Feel free to lounge, eat of the grapes, drink of the wine, enjoy the dates. You are my guests. And tonight, we eat ham and duck and drizzled olive oil zucchini. My favorite. Now then." She stomps her staff and says, "Oh yes, one last thing. If you are in need of a great scholar of the land, my son will assist you. He is presently with his friends, or attending to his studies, at a great hall of learning, south."
Any assistance would be appreciated.
She nods and says, "But you should know, he is not a warrior and takes no interest in violent things. As such, you will have to take great care to defend him. Bring him with you."
Tento just thinks inside, do you think he'll fit in the suit of armor? You think he'll fit in there? Tento looks at the armor. Maybe.
His name is Damien. Damian Kirkos. Damian Kirkos. He does not take much after me in my conquests and campaigns. He is a learner, a scholar, deep in scrolls of history and literature. He knows all about Ischydonian, the various wiles and ways, passages.
Where might I find this individual?
Ah, yes. He lies in a city to the south, as this pulls up. He is presently studying at the school in Dinamoros. This is some hard day's ride to the south. So, I leave you with a free hand. You may investigate these matters in any order you so see fit. Destroy my enemies or bring them to me in bondage. This is your choice. And while I understand that you are of great discretion, be forewarned of doing diplomacy with people like this. They will attempt to ensorcel you.
Noted.
And they have several fine chaise lounges and cushions, and wine is flowing.
Yeah.
You are you are free to recline with them, or there are several apartments to rest and rejuvenate yourselves. Eliana regales you with tales of battle as Tomas feeds you some grapes, and the night grows. The hour grows late. As is the hour in real life grow late. Is there anything that you want to be certain to do, or that you want to do next time that you want me to be thinking about?
Nothing comes to mind for me.
All right.
Lonnie is interested in visiting the temple of the sun that they talked about.
All right. Visiting the temple of the sun. Yeah, so the temple of the sun is in Ischydonian. And yeah, it's actually on the square that you guys passed over, so it won't be far at all. Its great marbled pillars gleam in the dying of the light. And you guys either partake or recline at your preference. And yeah, I think that you guys are ready for your adventures next time. It's like 8 minutes till, but I think that we might call it for feedback phase at this juncture. Alright. So, with that being said and done, Casey, hit me with it.
I don't know. Just like slower session, not necessarily a bad thing because it's like a lot of setup. I am just mostly excited for what's happening next time because it sounds like fun mystery. And there's been hints at like Cabancho's got a lot of new stuff, and I'm very excited to see all of that in action. And
A lurking clone. Hey, Hungry's clone.
Say a lurking clown.
Hungry's clone. They're a lurking clone.
Oh.
Wrestling part was also fun. And was nice to like especially because like Tento was definitely at a disadvantage. Was nice that you like let him be creative in how he wanted to go about that. So yeah. I don't think there's much to say. It's just that like I'm excited for next session.
Nice. All right. Hype for next session. Tento or Darren.
Were you about to say Bartiga now?
Maybe.
Yeah, today's session was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun RP moments. Definitely can't wait for next week. The fist fighting was fun, then I realized I was a severe disadvantage with that one. I was like, oh shit, that's right. I can't do half the things I like to do. Because my idea was to get him against the ring, get a advantage on my attack and proc sneak attack, but then I was like, that doesn't work like that because it's finesse weapons, not
Yeah.
Loki
punching.
also checked that.
Yeah, I checked that. I was like, that's not how that works. Damn it. So this is gonna take a lot longer. I'm so glad you let me just pin him because, whew, that would have taken. I don't want to know how much HP that guy had. That guy probably had like 80 HP or something like that. It would take forever for me to just like beat him with my fists. I'm so glad you let me just pin him down
Yeah,
instead.
no, it was gonna take like 20 rounds if you hit every round.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, thank God. Other than that, yeah, just excited for next week. I'm excited to see what's in this area and maybe fight some vampires. Maybe talk. We're definitely gonna talk to them. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Fight, talk, to vampires. See what happens. All right. With that, Shin.
Hey, so yeah, as people were saying, there's a nice good setup session. I think it was a good transition between our laid back extended rest session into back to the good old adventure grind. So pacing wise, I didn't think it was bad. I'm also excited to show off some of Kubancho's new stuff and showing his more fleshed out abilities and see how they differentiate from Kubancho Kechi.
Yeah.
Also, I'm expecting Zion to full on Power Ranger morph with his robot companion.
Daryl Six
So I was-
Gaming, thank you for the raid with
I
Party of
was gonna say,
One.
do you want him to make the robot bigger?
Yeah,
So can we have a kaiju battle where Zion enlarges the fucking robot?
Yeah, all
he
things
casts
are
enlarge
possible.
self by morphing with other constructs, basically. Is what I
Oh
want
my
to see.
God,
So he's a
Zion the
transfer-
Zorb.
And do we all have to pilot him?
Look,
Or it?
if I cast enlarge on the robot, then I can fit in it because I'm a medium-sized creature.
My God. Yeah. That's certainly a
Wait,
possibility.
what if you make enough room for all of us so we can each have to pilot the limb, just like in Power Rangers?
That's a bit difficult.
It's fine. You got two small people, two medium people. Just make it super, super big. It's just
not how that works.
that's. I'm sure that's how that works.
Well, anyways, but yeah, I'm excited for next session, and hopefully I won't be sick then.
Yeah, same.
Thank you for the alert, Daryl.
But that's my 2 cents.
Wunderbar. Kai. So much rating.
Yeah.
Thank you, Improv. Thank you, everyone, Matt. We're doing the feedback phase, and Kai is telling us how he felt.
It was a nice setup session. I'm a little disappointed that Zion couldn't participate in the fight.
He
And,
would have hit you maybe once.
Oh, don't worry, Zion. You're gonna get a chance to face someone using Pancration.
And yeah, Tyr would have been great in that fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But alas, he's not here. Yeah, I look forward to investigating and vampires. I think
Yeah.
the only one with radiant damage is Alani. Yeah.
My rifle is
It'll
radiant
be
damage.
And
true.
I just got
Also-
a shit ton of it too.
Also, my magic dagger is also radiant. Oh wait, is my magic dagger radiant too?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Lonnie's never particularly looking for for a fight, but God, as a player though, I'm hoping we get to fuck up a vampire, cause yeah.
It'll be fun.
Bancho also has some radiant options, but I don't know if he would choose it.
Look, I'm just saying, there's a spell I've been wanting to use, and
Spiritual weapon.
great. Oh no, no. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward
Yeah.
to fucking up a vampire.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, fucking up a vampire. I mean, you've seen enough JoJo's to know where this is going.
I mean,
Am I
we've
gonna
heard you're approaching.
Am I gonna light my hands on fire and start
Approaching
punching
you.
vampires? Are you telling me I can light my hands on fire?
All things are possible.
Let's go.
You gotta breathe correctly.
Oh yeah, you're right. There you go.
Come on.
Ooh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, that's it for me.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Radish, for joining us. It's been lovely. So glad to have Level 1 Geek join us, Dale 6 Gaming join us. We're having some fun with Dungeons and Dragons here on Easel Shot. You can join us in our Discord. It's in the About section on the channel here. We do D&D every Monday. We change stars Saturday nights, and in between, I do dev streams to finish our wonderful game, Change Stars. We're gonna go say hello to Mad Bird Streams, I think. And yeah, because they're playing some Dungeons and Dragons. See you on the flip, dreamers.